massive overspending, unauthorized hiring, overpayment of salaries, no financial reporting. Just some of the headlines reported year in, year out. And Jamaicans are right. It's the 9-day wonder. We have to fight it, and JAM's Accountometer shows you how. The Accountometer documents public sector waste, mismanagement, and breaches of financial laws. You can identify them by a general search. By a specific ministry, types of breaches, or by the progress in correcting the issue. Select the breach of interest, and at your fingertips, you now have the concern, the Auditor General's findings. If available, the recommendations, and the JAM's update on any progress made or not made. For more details, head to Articles and Reports. Here you will find links to Auditor General or Integrity Commission reports, video recordings of parliamentary discussions. Achieving accountability requires access to the powerful, and our Accountable Officers page does just that. It shares who they are, their position, and their contact info. Finally, don't miss the score. This tells you exactly how much this ministry is working to protect your assets, public resources, and your future. We've put in the work, so you can find it easier to reboot accountability in Jamaica. So check this and our other trackers at jampja.org.
Part of it is the bullet point above, because we know that Elhydro is a non-dealer company, and therefore Elhydro is only allowed up to 3 motor vehicles every 3 years, not 110 in 1 year. So when they come and they tell you about the second bullet point, say, oh, you know, 35 motor vehicle dealers allowed any category and quantity for resale, and therefore it wasn't for resale, and therefore Elhydro, and they try the twist and they turn themselves into pretzels. But people, don't be distracted, because that is not the governing provision. The governing, because Elhydro is not a certified motor vehicle dealer. Elhydro is a non-dealer, is considered a non-dealer. Here it says businesses importing motor vehicles fall into 2 categories, and 2 categories only. Non-dealer, certified. Elhydro is a non-dealer, therefore they're allowed only up to 3. But they were granted an exemption to bring 110. And then we go here, can damaged vehicles be imported into Jamaica? We don't know about, no, see that? The importation of vehicles that are damaged or salvaged cannot be brought into Jamaica. We don't have the record of these buses to see if they were involved in accidents, if them put them together in a junkyard. We don't know. We really don't know. So we could go to the school buses section now. Well, on the Jeffrey. Here it is now, people, and we've been mentioning this all along. Why was Elhydro Limited put in charge of school buses? And what's it put in charge of? They were involved in it. The letter from the appropriate agency said it, that they were granted permission to bring in these buses. Elhydro sells industrial oils, greases, and chemicals, not motor vehicles. And somehow this company had a contract to import 110 school buses into Jamaica. And it's right there on the screen. Serious questions. Why was a non-dealer awarded a contract of this scale when a non-dealer is only allowed 3 buses over a period, or 3 vehicles over a period of 3 years?
And not only that, Mr. Sorry, go ahead, finish, go ahead.
And the other one, why did they bypass certified, experienced vehicle dealers? And I know some of them, I've spoken to some of them, and they're very upset about this. Why were they bypassed? And they were already operating in Jamaica. They have the know-how, they have the contacts, they have the experience. They could have done this. Question is, who approved this and why? Now we know that there's a letter. There's a letter there saying that it was done, but we don't know if that person is the person who actually did it. Now, to your point, pre-shipment inspection waived. It says Minister Vaz stated that all buses carry the 2025 U.S. inspection stickers. Therefore, it was not necessary to do pre-shipment inspection.
Lie.
I'll leave it to your own judgment.
Lie.
What's the problem? Here's a problem. In the U.S., school bus inspection certificates are valid for 12 months. So a 2025 inspection decal means the bus was inspected when, Jeffrey? 2024.
Lie.
Or going into 2025.
But hold on, Mr. Rattigan. But if the bus are 2010, how the hell can they have 25 inspection stickers on them?
No, what they're saying is that they were inspecting them. They inspected the buses, the function, and you know when you carry your car go get inspected, right? It don't really matter the year, them just inspect it and then stick on a sticker. But the sticker is for the upcoming 12 months, right? So here's the thing. If a 2025 inspection decal means the bus was in, it means the bus, no. If since it's valid for 12 months, the only way you could have get around that, you'd have to go take your vehicle like December 31st, 2024. And then you can say, well, then, boy, they have 2025 sticker because it was a run over in a 2025. But here's the thing. It means the buses were, but what that means is that the vehicle would have been inspected in 2024, right? If the inspections had truly happened in 2025, the buses would have had 2026 stickers. When we go inspect, when do the inspection and whatever, that's how them do it. You go inspect it at 2025 and the sticker is 2026, meaning that's when it expires, right? Vaz said he was saving taxpayers' money, yet he claimed a team of engineers and the ministry officials went to the US to inspect the buses anyway at taxpayers' expense. So we're asking in our ATRs, who went?
And not
the cost. How long they stayed? Where did they go? Who did they talk to? Where is the report? We're asking for all of these things.
And not only that, Mr. Ratigan, if the minister said that a team of JUTC mechanics and officials went to the United States, the last time I checked, not because Darrell Vaz used to own a used car company. Darrell Vaz is a mechanic. Why didn't he use the JUTC mechanic to explain to GIS cameras men about the engine of the buses? When he was out, they said, oh, this is a Thomas engine bus and this, whatever. Why didn't you make the JUTC mechanics explain to the Jamaican people? Why you, minister, doing it?
The experts were there. And a dear friend of mine who's in the automotive industry explained to me that if you buy a bus from Florida and you're going to use that bus in the hills of St. Mary, you're going to have to change the differential, because the differential for a bus designed to run on flat surfaces is a different differential you're going to have to use when you have to climb hill. And they said it wouldn't make sense for you to change the differential in a 2010, 2011 bus. It wouldn't make any sense. It's prohibitively expensive to do that.
So, Mr. Ratigan, pretty soon, the Jamaican people will be seeing all of these school buses along the road brought down, can't move, and 1.4 billion in a Ghana exam out.
And I'm telling you that I've never looked at school buses the way I'm looking at them now. Every time I see one now, I know I'm almost an expert. I can't tell you whether it's a freight liner, whether it's an international, whether it's Thomas, whether it's Bluebird. I can tell you now simply because of what the minister did. Right? Now look at this. It says, let's ask the obvious question. If the goal was really to save money, Minister Vaz, why didn't they award the contract to a certified procurement company that knows what it's doing? Why? And listen to this. The invoice we have, it comes from a company out of Chicago called Triarii Advisors LLC. Right? It's a US-based company listed as the exporter of at least the 26 ones that we're looking at. And their business is consulting. So we want to know, what is their role? Are they freight handlers? Are they brokers? Are they middle people getting paid. We saw where they said that they have a reseller's license in Illinois, and a reseller's license is when you buy something and you're gonna sell it.
Yeah.
So that's passed on certain taxes and things like that. So are we saying that Triarii purchased the vehicles and then sold them to the Jamaican government? There's a lot to be ferreted out there. We have a lot more work to do, people. That's why we're going to have part 4. Was this about moving buses or moving money, people? Here we go. The question is this. Oops. How many persons, companies are really involved in this 1.4 school bus initiative? How many? At best, this looks like sloppy mismanagement, but we know it's because this is not sloppy mismanagement. This appears to be intentional and deliberate, knowingly and intelligently. This doesn't appear to be, dumbos running around. Oh, by the way, remember now, they either have degrees or they have common sense, and the rest of us have nothing. Idiots. But what we know is that it has resulted in waste. It has resulted in abuse of the law. And therefore, at this point, we're calling on the Auditor General to conduct an audit. And you know why, people? Because the Auditor General has the authority. She has the authority to recommend a surcharge action to the Financial Secretary in the Ministry of Finance and Public Service. And we're saying, let's look at the invoices, let's look at all the documentation, and where we see that we have overspent, we must issue that surcharge action against the people responsible. And if I didn't hear the minister speak, I would say he had nothing to do with it. And you know why? Because when you read the law, it says that the person really in charge of procurement in the ministry is the permanent secretary. However, in this ministry, Mr. Vaz's ministry, the person responsible for procurement is the chief technical director for corporate services. And what do we know about that person and that position? That position was advertised about a week and a half ago. And if you look it up, you'll see where they say the position is vacant. What happened to that gentleman? The timing is very suspicious. But he's gone. His job is advertised. We need to know answers to these questions. And that's why, people, we cannot let these stories be 9-day wonders. My dear friend, Mr. Tavares, and I were speaking to a devout, and I won't use the word diehard, a devout JLP supporter who's a dear friend of ours who's watching this program. We love him to death. We've had some very, very lively conversations with him. And when I mentioned to this gentleman about fertilizer, you know what he said to me? He said, all-time story, that man, that done and gone. And I said to him, if that's the attitude, then corruption will continue to be pervasive in Jamaica. Because when we look at it, we said 9 days gone by, done and gone, forget about it, let's move on to another one. People, we cannot let this happen. We simply cannot let this happen. And as long as there's a Jeffrey Tavares and there's a Wilfred Rattigan, it won't happen. And there are others as well. It's not just the two of us. Plenty other people in the space doing what we're doing. And we commend them and we embrace them. Because we're all in the fight to save the Jamaican people. from these bloodsuckers, these people who call themselves servants, but they serve only themselves and their compadres and their family members. They don't serve the people they claim to represent. So we are going to continue with this story. There's a lot more.
Jamaica Labour Party has released its Record Achievements booklet with a comprehensive summary of its achievements since 2016.
250 recorded achievements.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Reason with Ratigan. Come Reason with Ratigan. We're standing by to join Mr. Ratigan, but in the few minutes that we have, I will be on until he gets here. I hope you don't mind my stuffiness because I'm not feeling that well, but I can't tell my friend no. You see the desperation of the Prime Minister this afternoon, or today rather, in the heart of halfway tree. Up and down, giving out pamphlets. In all my how many years on earth, I have never seen the late Michael Manley, the late Edward George Philip Siaga, the late Hugh Larson Shearer, P.J. Patterson, Bruce Golding, Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller, and others. I have never seen them come out and trying to push down the people and throat their achievement. If they have achieved so many things, my question this afternoon or tonight is, why do you have to be showing the people your achievement? You went and you build a 100-page document of your achievements. And now you take to the streets of Jamaica. I would say to the bus and taxi operators that they must remember what some hierarchy of the Labour Party call them, you know. That they're rapists. So why do you want to give rapists and thieves your pamphlets to give out? There he is, the man himself, Wilfred Samuel Rattigan is back. The man who hailed from Waterhouse. You know, it begs to ask the question, why is it that you want to have these people give out your pamphlets? I don't think you want to give out your pamphlets at all. Mr. Rattigan, you ready for us, sir? Can't hear you at all.
Oh.
Yeah, we hear you now. You're grumbling now.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, hear you now. Loud and clear from Negril Point to Moran Point.
Okay. Good. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, welcome to Come Reason with Ratigan, your weekly program to catch the very best of the analysis of actually what's going on in Jamaica. We do analyze around here. Of course, you know, sometimes we report the news as is, but we find that sometimes or most times it's best to go as beyond what's been reported so that you, our supporters, our brothers and sisters, you can fully understand what's going on. Because we don't want to leave you out there in a confused state wondering, is this true? Is that true? And somebody tell me this, I'm a drink. No. We want to be able to provide you with facts. True facts, because you can have false facts too. So that when you go out and you talk to people, you can speak to them with authority. No guesswork. No hearsay. but you can provide them with actual documents, or you can tell them where to go find the documents. And then we're going to have some fun as well, because this is a freestyle kind of program. It's not as structured as the Saturday program, because the Saturday program, even with 5 hours, you know, we still struggle to finish on time because we have so many things to talk about. And this is an offshoot of the Saturday program where you can actually call in. We're going to turn on the line, open the line in a few, and we can actually have a discussion. And, you know, as usual, there are some house rules. We don't expect people to call and carry on around here. We will quickly dispose of you. And when I say dispose of you, I don't mean physically. I mean we will rid the chat of you, because we don't need any distractions around here. We really don't. All right, Jeffrey, any words for our people before we move into this thing? Because we have a full program now.
Like we have a full program, I think we just get into the program that everybody can hear what's going on in the land of food and no water, where the Prime Minister, in the broiling sun, giving out pamphlets, trying to figure out if the Prime Minister is losing it. Maybe termite is not his brain. Go ahead, Mr. Ratigan. Over to you, sir.
You don't have anything else you want to tell them about yourself, or you feel, or you're doing?
Oh, with me? Trying to be all right.
So mash up, man.
Yeah, this flu is coming down on me. And, you know, when you're not home to get your wife tender loving care and some of the chicken soup, you know. It's when you're at work and you have to just work. You're not home to get some of the wife chicken soup. Oh, Lord, and some of the home remedies that she has there, you know.
Okay.
And she keep on saying to me, you act like a big baby too much and I can't deal with it.
Well, you should tell her that you are a big baby. That's what you should tell her. So, well, today we're going to start a special segment. People, you need to run and tell your family members if they can. Family members, friends, neighbors, if they can, come and watch this thing live. If they can't, then they can always catch it later. But it would be a shame for them to miss it, because we're going to talk about it later on. And we want people to participate in the discussion. Now, first of all, let me thank all of the supporters, all of our family who showed up last week, Saturday, at Rison Medical and Aesthetics, located at 3215 Avenue H, the corner of New York Avenue, to support the broadcast. It was a great event. It was great just pressing the flesh, putting names to faces, and just having a discussion with our people. And we look forward to doing it again. Mr. Crookson reached out to me and said it was such a lovely event that he would like to have part 2. So he's working on a date. But I think before we get to part 2, I think Mr. Jeffrey Tavares is working on his part 1 down in Florida. You want to give the people a sense of what you're planning to do? I know I'm putting you on the spot, and I intend to put you on the spot because I want you to make a commitment to everybody here, because you were so enthused about what took place on Saturday that you said, "Boy, we have to do this, we have to take the show up on the road." And I agree with you, sir.
I said I'm going to take a show on the road. Let me throw this out there to everyone. Do you think that we should do something like this, like what we did in Brooklyn, to do something like this in Florida, combined with Regent Ratigan and the Make We Talk program? We do something like that in Florida. And you know, we have everybody come on there, and we have a forum thing, like to speak about the issues within Jamaica and throughout the Caribbean. You know, and we sit and chat and just have a little forum. If everybody think we should, show your hands in the chat room, yes or no. And you know, are you going to support us in doing it? Because you know, everything takes a little bit of organizing. You have to organize it properly. So we're thinking seriously about doing one in Florida. Thinking very seriously about doing one in Florida, where you can have Wil Rattigan come on down from Washington, and we have something down in Florida where everybody can come on down and, you know, you take the mic and you talk about what you think we can do to fix our country, Jamaica. Not just chat, but fix our country, Jamaica. What do you think that we should do to make sure that our people can stand up and speak out and, you know, sign the Magnitsky Act and so forth? What do you think we should do? So, you know, that's one of the plans that we have pretty soon, that we can have a forum down in Florida. But we'll give you more details on it and so forth.
All right. So again, want to thank all of you who showed up, all of you tuned into the broadcast. And on Sunday, we had a conversation with Janet Calder from JAMP, and it was well received. She's going to come back for those of you who asked or wondering whether or not she will. She'll come back. This Sunday, though, what we're going to do is we're going to continue with the presentation on ATIs, and then we're going to move into the Magnitsky. So you can't afford to miss this Sunday. Also, I forgot to put it up, but our dear friend Hugh Wildman, attorney Hugh Wildman, he's having a function in Jamaica. I think it's in mid-August or so. I before the end of the program, I'll mention it. I'll find the flyer. And he's gonna have a whole bunch of artists at the Ranny Williams Center. And we're asking you, if you're anywhere in the vicinity, please show up and support the event. I almost forgot. I have to big up all our people. We can't do it on a Saturday because time doesn't permit. Beverly, big up yourself. Big up yourself. OT, do the honors for me now, please. Merle, loving Wednesday night. Pamphlet in the halfway tree. What did we achieve? Okay, we're going to touch that too. Elaine Turner, big up yourself, Elaine. Big up yourself. Good seeing you on Saturday. Who else is here? One Indian. Thank you. Bless up yourself, One Indian. Going night, OT. Paulette, good evening. Good night. Patel, good evening, my brethren. J Master Songwriter, Miss B, greetings. Dr. Ben will join us shortly. ACLB, bless up yourself. Cecile, bless up yourself, Cecile. Stay so. Laura, good evening. Oh, Laura said this is my time out for education and learning, what I had missed. All right, Laura, we won't disappoint. Sadeline, good evening, Sadeline. Welcome. Good to have you. Rennie, bless up, Rennie. Hey, Norman Montague, aka Lapscoochie in the house. Big up yourself, Lapscoochie. Fruit the Pan, it was great meeting you. Although you say you don't come back still no Fruit the Pan, and I don't believe you ever make it back to the function Saturday. You know? But it don't really matter because we met and it was a great interaction I had with you. We just sit down and we chat a little bit, the breadfruit thing, and so it go. Big up yourself, Fruit the Pan. Mega in the house, people. Stay some mega. All of Brooklyn safe now, cause there. All right, because when Mega not there, we worry, say something not going on, and that's why I have to go out some fires. All right, who's this? Youngs at NS at N. Greetings. Big up yourself. Hurricane Hattie. Yes. We're going to have a hurricane of a time running tonight because we have some things that we'll talk about. Big up yourself. One done. There you go. Don't ask questions if you don't know the answer, which means you have to do your homework. One done. You have to do your research. You have to do your analysis so that when you ask them, you know if they might tell you the truth or if they might lie to you. You're not to take it and swallow it as gospel. All right. Carla, good evening. Hey, Maryland, big up on yourself, Carla. Direct, we up there. Direct to the MP now for three your papers to the vote. Oh, yeah, we're going to touch that a little bit. Direct. Marva Dice, good night. Jeffrey, and that is not Tavares, it's Mr. Worrell. Big up yourself, sir. Mike Reed. No, Mike, me not stop. Now hold them finger to the fire. All right, this is Miss Rita, of course, Miss Rita. Blessed evening to you, Miss Rita. Blessings. Jeffrey, Miss Rita, you up to you know. Dorothy.
Good evening, Miss Rita. Good evening.
Big up yourself, Dorothy. Don James, hello. Big up yourself, Don. Stay so. Freedom. Free the people. Freedom. Bless up, freedom.
Bless up, freedom.
Trish. How were and to whom were the money paid to purchase those buses? Yeah, very good questions. We're exploring those questions, trying to find answers, and in the fullness of time, hopefully before the election, we will. Thanks, Trish. Lance, good night, Lance. Carla, bless up yourself. Keep it going. Everall Dunkley, we need school buses, not taxi who abuse children. That's true, Everall, and here's what happened, Everall. Just a quick point. We're all in agreement that we need a rural school bus program. Nobody is contesting that. We're all in agreement. What we're opposing is the process and the implementation. The process through which they acquired the buses, the type of buses, when, and you see what they're doing with the buses now too, and also the implementation. The buses should be at a depot now being inspected and getting ready, get ready for September. Instead, we see them all over the place. I do what? For campaign purposes. But that's another subject. We'll talk about that there, bro. Rosalie. Mr. Tavares, Rosalie is wishing you a speedy recovery. Nothing wrong with him, Rosalie. Nothing wrong with him.
Rosalie, thank you very much. No follow right here.
Tisa. Tisa, bless up Elaine. Keep it going, OT. Ronnie's Nicholson. What's up? Medea, look out at me. Yeah, them Ronnie's. Queen Breezy, one love. Right back to you and the rest of the family. Go, OT, go. Merle. Oh, Jeffrey. Merle,
good evening, Merle.
Yes, Sutherland will take it straight to Jamaica. Or Jeffrey, I said Jeffrey should take him cold to Jamaica.
No. I mean, not going to Jamaica.
Yes. Big up yourself. Is it Jove or Jove? All right. Jove. Oh, Jove Leard. Okay, all right. Mark, January 9. No, use the money wisely. See there? Mr. G, more power to the people, Mr. G. Keep it going, Douglas. Big up yourself, Douglas. Jerry Sadler. Yes, Jerry. See him so right. That's right there. Kinsley. Good evening and welcome. Ubuntu. Jamaica problems. Go back a second, please, OT. Get rid of the... All right, Ubuntu. I hear you, sir. I hear you. Keep it going, OT. Rave one. Greetings. Big up yourself. Reggae girl. What's
going on?
Yes, good night, Reggae girl. Big up yourself. RCS Blue. Yes. We are hold them feet to the fire and them finger to the fire. Every part of them we are hold to the fire. Yeah, Paul, let me see that the school bus was in an accident today. Wow. Who would have thunk it, right? With them big old, them look like submarine. Them have them, not submarine, waiting them aircraft carrier. I drive on the narrow road. Them get, hey, me tell you, I don't think I see nothing yet. Oh no, wait, this is the beginning of the beginning. Charmaine, Pinnock, good night. Andrew, big up yourself, Andrew. Yeah, man, you're gonna love what we have set up here for you. Keep it going, OT. Miss Rita said, Labor at Dolly, uptown, downtown in the school bus like there. Pen and no, soon Dolly up them. Say, yeah, I agree, Miss Rita. Marie, good night. OT, you did it? Oh, that's it. All right, I want to say big up to our producer, I know, producer OT extraordinaire. I want to say big up to our producer Joan, and of course, the man in the background, my brethren, Tigo, Stieso. Everything is nice and decent. Everything cook and curl, my brother. All right. Now, folks, Jeffrey, you at the OT, so I'm to start with this. So, I mean, and Dr. Ben there, too, let me bring him in. Dr. Ben, welcome.
Hey, all right, good. Before you go, let me just apologize to everyone. So it has not been my my intention to be off. You know, when you're on a program, it's like dinner every Wednesday night. It's set. But
Right.
for the past couple of weeks, the internet has just been acting up. I think three times, and a few times I was just in locations where the background was just not conducive. So I really want to apologize to you and apologize to everyone that I'm really sorry, and I really miss you guys. A while ago I came on and it appeared as if I was gonna have the problem. I said no, but then you know it worked out. So I'm really happy to be here. Jeffrey, it's good to see you.
Same here, Dr. Ben.
Yes,
What's
man.
going on?
Yeah, man.
And
It's
it's
really nice to be. I feel so homey.
For all the things that Dr. Ben had to feel, you're supposed to sound more enthusiastic, you know. We just
Me not answer you this evening.
You're supposed to say, Dr. Ben, you're number one. That's what you're supposed to say. Dr. Ben, listen, no apology necessary, my brother, because listen, if you not come on, we know say it's not humanly possible, because if it is, you will be here. So welcome again, and we're good to have you in the space, yes. Good to have you in the space. Shami and Pinnock, big up yourself. Who else is here? Don, James. Oh, everybody else that miss Dr. Ben. Paula E, yeah. ICM TV. All right. Dr. Ben, let me show you something now where OT is for fling on this page. Hold on.
We have our book entitled Record Achievements, as we are handing out as they stop at the stoplight and wishing them a good day. We'd love for persons to have this copy of our record achievement so that they can go through it on their own time. In this document, we'll talk about the fact that our debt to GDP is the lowest it's been in over a decade. We'll talk about the significant decline in the murder rate. We'll talk about the record low unemployment rate at 3.3%. We'll speak to our inflation rate or low inflation rate or inflation targeting policy. We'll speak to the significant decline in the poverty rate in Jamaica. We saw it drop from 16.7% in 2021 to a little over 8% in 2023 because of the policies that we've put in place since we have been the administration dating back to 2016. So when they hear propaganda, they will know that what's written here is the truth about this administration, the Jamaica Labour Party administration.
Handing out the record achievement booklet for the Jamaica Labour Party. I am in the constituency of St. Andrew Eastern, and we've been here since 6:30 this morning handing out books. It has been a good reception. So if you can't physically get the book, you can scan any of the QR code, on any billboard for JLP candidates, and you will get a soft copy of our record achievement. Why we should get a third term?
Yes.
Because my X amount of years on earth, this is the first time I'm experiencing so much development, so much newness, new buses, roads, urban centers, things that I've never seen before growing up. So seeing all of this, seeing the fiscal responsibility of this government, we need that to continue so we can have more projects, better Jamaica. So I would love for everybody to choose Jamaica. You're choosing your future, your country.
Right. Remove this. People, remember what I did say. Remember what I say now. Remember me tell them, you know. Them listen to me. Because remember what I say. I say, listen, don't come with no manifesto and put no achievement in the manifesto, because the manifesto is supposed to be commitments to the future, promise for the future. It's not supposed to be a document where you put all of the things and where you claim, say you achieve. And you see what them do? Them come out with this thing I call the record achievement booklet, right? They don't come out with the manifesto yet because me they are wait on it, you know. Me they are out. Leave me people. I'm not gonna show no why them free to put out the manifesto. Now if them ask that young lady there, she a note booklet, you know. She's a staff member. When I say staff, she's a member of the group. And when them ask her why, you she say for new development. New development of what? Then she say newness. What that mean? And then she said roads. Is this young lady crazy?
Termite, you don't feel her brain.
Yeah, and then she talk about new bus, something like that. Is this? And then she said better Jamaica. We choose Jamaica. Is these? And then you hear Minister Paval Williams that talk about you can challenge propaganda with this and that and that and that. People, let me tell you something now. You see that booklet there, them go, no? Ask them to show you the booklet for the things them with them promise and I never do. Now here is one question you ask anybody who bring that booklet to you. Just ask one question, and that one question they're going to mash down the 60-something pages with them. In fact, that booklet there, you should tear out the page them and make plain. Make paper plain and just seal it out.
No. Wipe out, tear out the booklets and do what somebody did. Flush it down the toilet.
No, you will clog up the thing with the full bunch of garbage. No, a garbage that.
That's true, you have a point.
And fling it away. You put it on a plane and just fling it away. Because it's like one question you have to ask, you know, people. Open and listen to me, you know. One question mash up them head, you know. The one question you have to ask is simply this. You just say, the Jamaica Labour Party has been at the reign of power for going on 10 years. Question. Is your life better now than it was in 2016, considering that they promised you prosperity? Very simple question. Very simple question. They promised you prosperity in 2016. Is your life better? No. And we are talking individually. We're not talking collectively as a country, because you have people in Jamaica who do well. But guess what? I know we are watching a program right now. The people who do well is the top 1% of the 1%. Them are do well. Them are do well. Them not, it's like them living in a bubble. Them not living in Jamaica. There's a very, very dear friend of mine, love her to death, and she watch a program now, and we had a conversation today, and she said, listen, them have some people in Jamaica, is like them, for them Jamaica is different from the rest of Jamaica where we know. Completely different. The things, the issues them where we are talking about, them people don't face them issues there at all. At all. So the only thing you have to ask when them bring the booklet, just ask them, say, you young lady me I talk to. Tell me if your life better from 2016 till now, considering that you were promised prosperity. Did you receive it? The other thing you can ask them is that, listen, how many of you moved from the working class to the middle class? How many of you? How many of you moved from the working class to the middle class? It done, but we are going done it further. What I want to know, Jeffrey, let me say.
Found being touted by the ruling Jamaica Labour Party since it formed government. The JLP on Wednesday began the distribution of a booklet highlighting its achievements.
Our approach is very different from others. We have been in government. We have had the reins of government. We have provided leadership, and there's a lot and more than enough to show why it has been a good run, good for the people of Jamaica in particular. And of course, that will be the foundation on which we will make a case for why we need to continue.
Member of Parliament for St. Catherine West Central, Dr. Christopher Tufton, says the Andrew Holness-led government has always acted in the best interest of the people.
We took reins in 2016. In 2015, if you were to use as a base year, the country was in a much worse position. Worse in terms of debt, worse in terms of taxes, worse in terms of crime, worse in terms of infrastructure. There was very little vision as to how we would confront the future, very little hope. And you may recall it was on the heels of a health disaster, and we had many more since that, COVID being the largest one. 9+ years on, we have a plan that is very clearly articulated and a road of success achievements that has made Jamaicans better off.
According to Dr. Tufton, the country has been better off with no new taxes, a significant reduction in crime, more access to potable water and access to drugs. He said, should the government be given a third term, the country will continue to be better off. And with mounting calls for the party to release its manifesto, Dr. Tufton had this response.
So the manifesto is aspirational. It is what we intend to do for the future. This booklet is what we have done. Yeah. And there's more than enough. And by the way, this is just a part of what we have done, 250 plus, but there's many more that we can speak of, and we intend to speak of.
He was, however, quick to point out that the manifesto
Stop him right now. Him say when them get the country in 2016, the crime rate was better. Well, in 2015, when them get it, the murder rate was 1,208, and we haven't seen that since. So people, don't make them lie to you. You have to debunk these lies when them come with these statements. You have to debunk them and tell them, say no. Look, them can't. You see them come with them pretty words and sweet, and tell you all of them things, and you just cannot believe them. No, go and look for yourself. In 2015, when they took the reins up, in 2016, he said 2015 was a terrible year for crime. For this, the country was in a bad state. In 2015, the murder rate was 1,208. And they took it over in 2016. They took over the country in 2016, and they have not seen 1,208. They haven't. So tell me, don't make them fool on. Don't make them fool on.
Mr. Ratigan, if I may.
Yeah.
Dr. Tufton spoke about they have available the drugs now. What kind of drugs are you talking about? The drugs that they found at the Infirmary International Airport?
Madman, that man. OT, just move the two booklets from this for me now, please. Because them people are mad people.
And what I don't understand to Mr. Ratigan, they're out there giving out pamphlets to the poor pauperizing bus and taxi operators who they call rapists and robbers. They don't want to give out the pamphlets too. Why is that? It's country, I don't know.
Let me show you something. Let me go back to. Hold on a second. I hope this thing in a pop down for me, because Kevin not debut, Kevin not debut. Hold on there. Wait there now. Lord, goodness gracious. Hold on there.
If you're just joining us,
now look for something.
If you're just joining us, it is Come Reason with Ratigan. The host, Wil Rattigan, alongside Dr. Ben. If you need any herbal medicine, get in contact with Dr. Ben. He can do everything to make everything work out for you. Let's not go down to that part. And I'm yours truly, Jeffrey T. We're speaking about the JLP Manifesto to see the Prime Minister out on the road. The Prime Minister looks like he's desperado doing it. I've never seen a Prime Minister go on the road handing out pamphlets of their achievement. Is this a new thing now, Dr. Ben?
Yeah, seems that way. A lot of
if you have so many achievements, Dr. Ben, you don't have to go out there and tell the people of that XQYZ. The people should know that you have this achievement.
Obvious. It's obviously seen. It will be obviously seen, and then you'll have that confidence that you don't need to remind. You don't have to when you have to tell people the obvious, it means that something is obviously wrong.
My.
Let me show them something, you know.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. All right, here we go. You're running and you're running and you're running away, but you can't run from yourself. 2016 people. Hear what I'm saying at 2016. No matter about aspirational, the Prime Minister said, listen, I want to tell me if this word look like aspirational too, no. See what I'm saying right also? See what I'm saying right also? him say, the Prime Minister say, here we go. See that? Him said the Jamaica Labour Party. That Jamaica Labour Party is very clear in its focus and delivery objectives for the next 5 years. It's a 2016, you know. So when I tell you that everything in this manifesto here, unless we say otherwise, we are going to deliver it in the next 5 years. That's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying. So this is not even aspirational. This is, as Azimuth said, he don't make promises, he make commitment, right? Now, remember, keep this in mind. 2016, him say, hey, we are very clear in our focus and delivery objectives for the next 5 years. And this is all the focus and the delivery objectives. Now, take a look at this. Let's also show you, this is a very simple one, just to show you how them promise you the world. Because them think say, you're an idiot, and them can't do whatever them want to do. Hold on. Let me narrow this so that I can see the page number. We'll go page 15, people. All right. We're going to go to page 15. Let me just take one section out of 15. All right. Let's just do this. Right. For all of the people who did a wonder about, you know, the DPP and the contractor general and the police services and all that, what role will they play? How will they be selected? Look at that. See, you know, greater transparency. See what the man said? Him say, we will introduce mandatory disclosure of integrity reports. Mandatory means you must do it, you know. By whom? Who must give them, who must disclose them integrity reports?
The Prime
Look
Minister.
The Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition, and Minister of Finance.
In addition,
I don't remember seeing any statutory declaration disclosure by the Minister of Finance.
no.
You remember seeing that? No. No. Yet him telling us that them 3 people are going to do it. And when him this is 2016, you know. And when they passed the law in 2017, them conveniently left out Minister of Finance. And the Minister of Finance is one of the most significant ministers in the cabinet, because without him, nothing can run, and him control the trade bag. And see, never happened. Look at the next sentence. In addition, we will make it. You know what I'm saying? No, we will make. These are not aspiration. Aspirational means something where you hope to achieve. You know what I'm saying? We will make it mandatory, mean you're bound and compound. This must happen. We will make it mandatory that the appointment to sensitive posts be approved by a 2/3 majority in each House of Parliament.
That never happened.
Requiring consensus between the government and the opposition. And look which position him said now we're going to require 2/3 majority. Chief Justice, President of the Court of Appeal, DPP, Public Defender, Contractor General, Judicial Services Commission members, Police Services Commission members, Public Services Commission members, Governor of the Bank of Jamaica. So when I'm saying no, people, when I'm saying all of these things, you know, him say we are going to change it, and you know, say we aspire to change it. Him say we will make it mandatory, meaning it must have to happen. 2/3. No, him know it couldn't happen that way there. Him know because you know why? You see the DPP, that's a constitutionally created position. Constitutionally created position. You see the Chief Justice, constitutionally created position. Public Services, same thing. Governor of the Bank of Jamaica is not in the Constitution. There's a separate law for that. There's a separate law for that. But he knew, and guess what happened now, people? Them have the constitutional amendment. Them have a constitutional amendment committee now where them submit some things to the Parliament for them consider for change the Constitution. None of these things inside there. This is just something simple because we'll start out simply, you know, because we're gonna get by the time we get thrown to the election, we're gonna show you some deep things will affect you. Some people might say them things they don't affect we. Well, guess what? They do. They do. How many of you have complained about the DPP? How many of you? How many of you have complained about the judiciary? How many of you? But I'm going to show you something. Remember now, remember, this is a promise in make. Mandatory that 2/3, it must have to happen. All of these positions. In list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 positions. All right. Look what me go do now. Me like a fast self, you know. Look what me go do, you know. Let me take this down first. So let me make sure say I put up the right thing. All right. Me now send this, me send off a ATI now to the government. Here it is. Me and my like a busybody self. And so them respond. Let me see what I put here. Okay. So them respond to me. See it right there, so. All right. Let me big it up there. You can't see that? You can't see that?
Not yet. Not so well.
Okay. I'm going.
I can see it.
You can see that?
Reference is being made, yeah?
Yeah, all right. Them say, good morning, Mr. Ratigan. Reference is being made to your access to information application received in the Ministry of Justice, May 12, seeking one, did the government, remember him say, promises, some of the promises I'm moving them to. Did the government of Jamaica introduce mandatory disclosure of integrity reports by the Minister of Finance? That's one. 2, did the government of Jamaica make it mandatory for the appointments of the Chief Justice, Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, to be approved by a 2/3 majority in each House of Parliament? If you notice, me I'm asked about the DPP because them changed the constitution and and extended that. So them right and tell me, them say, well, Mr. Ratigan, after consultation with our stakeholders, we don't know who are them stakeholders, we wish to advise that the questions posed fall outside the responsibility of the Ministry of Justice. And Miss Mattis, access officer. Now, Miss Mattis, make a mistake right here. Because here's what happened. You see, if it falls outside your responsibility, and most of you know this because when you hear this and we're showing already, I think it's under section 11 of the access to information. If me send you something and it's not your portfolio, you're supposed to find a portfolio that deals with my questions and send it to them and notify me immediately. That's what the law said. But she take some liberties with me right or so. She just say right now, it now fall within the portfolio and therefore go about your business. Go find where it's supposed to go. Well, you don't know me already. So me find where it's supposed to go and see where it's supposed to go, yeah. Supposed to go right or so. Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. Not Ministry of Justice. All right, see it, huh? And on July 7th, them send this to me. And they say, dear Mr. Ratigan, greetings from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. We acknowledge receipt of your ATR from transfer. Look who transferred. Office of the Prime Minister. Send it to know. Not Ministry of Justice. This is what. And for those of you tuning in on Sunday, this is one of the things I'm going to show you about ATIs, that when you send it to the wrong place, them supposed to find the right place for you. And the Office of the Prime Minister did. See what happened? The second right, so it says we acknowledge receipt of your ATI request transferred from the Office of the Prime Minister. So one of the things I do when I file an ATI, if I'm not absolutely sure where it's supposed to go, I send it to the entire government. And so they're supposed to find the right. So the right ministry is going to be included. But even so, somebody's supposed to send it to them. Now here it is. Below are the responses to your queries. Did the government of Jamaica made it mandatory for the appointments of the Chief Justice and Governor of the Bank of Jamaica to be approved by a 2/3 majority in each House of Parliament? That's what the Prime Minister and the party said in 2016. Look what the people am right and tell me now. Hear me say the government never know this. It said the government of Jamaica did not make it mandatory for the appointment of the Chief Justice to be approved by a 2/3 majority in each House of Parliament. Section 98 subsection 1 of the Constitution provides that the Chief Justice shall be appointed by whom? The Governor General, by an instrument under the broad seal based on the recommendation of the Prime Minister after consultation with the leader of the opposition. So them know them couldn't do it. Them know them couldn't do it. Look on the second one, Governor of the Bank of Jamaica. There is no requirement for the appointment of the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica to be approved by a 2/3 majority. Pursuant to Section 6, subsection 8 of the Bank of Jamaica Act, the Governor shall be appointed by the Minister of Finance for a term not exceeding 5 years. In summary, neither of the two offices require approval by a 2/3 majority in either House of Parliament. People, see it right there saying no. Don't make them fool, you know. Don't. This is something we're committed to, you know. This is even more. This is stronger than a promise. He was committed to it. He said, "He must do it. He must do it." And he said, "I'm going to make it 2/3." And then this was 2016, and now 2025, we have the same government come and say, "Mr. Ratigan, it never happened." And guess what? It's unlikely to ever happen, because the Chief Justice, that's a constitutionally created provision, and you're going to need a lot of work to get that, to change it to 2/3. Because the Chief Justice is appointed by the Governor General. The Chief Justice is not appointed by the Parliament. By the you mean to tell me now, so them never know this? Look on the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica. Is the Bank of Jamaica Act, Section 6, subsection 8, that says that the governor shall be appointed by the Minister of Finance. So you see, this is a learning experience now for all the way around here, now, because how many of you knew that the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica was appointed by the Minister of Finance? Not very many people knew that.
No.
Not very many people knew that. So the Governor of Jamaica the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica works for the Minister of Finance. And them appoint, she or him appoint the Governor of the Bank of Jamaica. And to the last sentence, in summary, neither of the two offices require approval by a 2/3 majority. So people, don't make them fool, no. Don't make them fool, no. And this piece of garbage I would them put up there. Let me put it up there. This piece of garbage. This piece of garbage. Record achievements. What we going to do over the next few weeks? We going to show you that this is nothing to be proud of. Because at the end of the day, the question is, did Jamaica individually and collectively benefit from these record achievements? And the answer is going to be a resounding no. And then we are going to talk to you about the corruption that, had it not been for some of these acts, maybe the record achievements would have mean something. But when we show you what them do with it, as far as corrupt acts are concerned, and most of you know this, most of you know this, but you're going to hear things between now and going forward, and they're going to be repetitive, because we want to hammer it, we want to seal it, we want to sear it down the heads. We don't want to forget it. We don't want nobody to forget it. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep mentioning, we're going to reinforce it, that remember now, we know. Hey, let me tell you something. You say school bus, Dr. Ben, you say the big yellow school buses, them, I've never looked at school buses the way I'm looking at them now.
Okay.
I used to drive past them, think I don't even pay attention to them. And now I can tell you about the school buses, I mean, I can tell you about Freightliner, I can tell you about Thomas, I can tell you about Bluebird. I can tell you about any one of them. And in fact, I have friends now who never have not Jamaica spelled wrong. Yeah, somebody mentioned it to me. Somebody mentioned it. Let me go back up and see it. Hold on. Which part it there?
Jamaican.
Hold on. What Jamaican family? Wait. Which page it upon? Come in and go through it yet, you know. Somebody just send this to me today.
Okay.
You have to tell me which page. Which page it upon?
Oh, yes.
Which page it
No,
upon?
go. I don't see it. Well, if it's spelled wrong, you know, I have to blame idiot and me, you know.
Hold on a second then. Hold on then. Jeffrey, yeah, go on, some man. Okay.
It's the man who said, I edited.
Hold on there. Okay, hold on there, Jeffrey. Easy yourself. Easy, Jeffrey. Easy. Hold on. People want to know, see it, I know.
Have you read the manifesto of your party?
Have you read the manifesto? The manifesto, Jeffrey, was edited by me. Yes?
Play it again, man. Play it again.
Man, take ownership, you know. Man, take ownership.
Idiot, I mean.
Man, take ownership, man.
Have you read the manifesto of your party?
Have you read the manifesto? The manifesto, Jeffrey, was edited by me. Yes?
And the manifesto full of crap. Full of crap. Both of them.
You know it's full of crap? You know it's full of crap?
Mm-hmm.
Because he loves to take out the syrup on the bread. Jeffrey, don't go down that road tonight.
Somebody says scroll down. Somebody scroll down and see the thing. They might forget. But you see, they might get desperate now, you know. Because you're them don't do. What they might try to do is counter what we are doing. Because what we are doing is scroll down. You have to tell me which page it depends. Tell me which page the thing depends, Jamaica. Which page it depends. Them thing I go by page right now. Or which part? Supporting people who feed Jamaica. I don't see where it is. Like I said, I just get this thing out. It's on the page with the farmer. All right, hold on a second. Let me go back and look. Who feed Jamaica? The page with the farmer. This me not see it. You have 2 pages. But the farmers. Hold on. It's on the page with the farmer. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Who feed? Important people feed Jamaica. I don't see it. Not one of Jamaica. Farmers and fishers. I don't know that farmers and fishers. Okay. That must say fisher folk, but that's all right. All right, look. When I not see it, and just point it out to me, right? Point it out to one of us so that we can deal with the case. Now we're gonna deal with for them case, you know. We're gonna better homes, better. No, let me move that. So, them say the misspelling was in an ad on TikTok.
Wow.
It was there earlier today. Okay, so what happened now, folks, is we got Dr. Ben doing thing, but we could just OT. What the thing there? OT? Put it back in for me now, please. The one where we made the correction earlier. Okay. We're gonna play while OT I put up that. We're gonna play a video and then we are gonna discuss it. All right, hold on. What you there? The thing where you're correct on sentiment. Put that up, please. We're gonna play our video now. All right. And this video, I found it interesting. But I don't want to play it until OT put up this piece, this one here. Because we're not gonna understand why we need OT to put up this thumbnail. And then I'm going to put this video up, and then we're going to play some videos, and then we're going to discuss the issue. Let me move this, Jeffrey. Man who edited the thing. And
you mean edit, I mean?
Yeah. Hold on there. All right, thanks. See it. Hold on a second. Hold on. There's one more video here. I have to get up. There's one video here. Hold on, there's another one here. More people, because we're out of town today, and we're flashing and I try to get things going. Because I don't know it go. All right, I have one more I need to put up. Here we go. Where is it? Where is my lady? Where is my lady? Okay, here we go. All right. Dr. Ben, strap in, strap in. Yeah, man. That's it, strap in. All right. Here we go, people. Now, this is our little segment where we call you rich you, we catch you, and them busted, and go on big up Missy Bram because she helped out with this thing, and that's why I say we just is a confluence of ideas around here. People are sharing, we intersect and everything like that, because we had thought about coming up with something named We Catch You. And she said, no, man, that not right. That not right. You have to come up with something else to balance that. And is you rich you, we catch you. And this is our inaugural segment of your rich you, we catch you. So here we go. And while we are playing that too, while we are gonna do that, we of course on a no say we couldn't start this segment here. Your rich you, we catch you. We couldn't start this segment without this.
I've always said to people, do not trust the words of politicians. Do not trust the words of politicians.
Never, ever trust the words of particularly a Jamaican politician. All right? So now, here we go. Our segment called You Rich You, We Catch You.
I remember wondering to myself how we were going to sleep with our doors and our windows open. I remember when I was much younger and I go country, my granny never used to close our window and our doors. But I wondered how we were going to get back there again. When our Prime Minister made that announcement that the day would come when we would sleep with our windows and doors open, I am happy that I live to see crime reduction to 46%.
You don't notice the play. You don't notice how the politicians I think them slick. People around here we are critical thinkers,
They lie.
I live to see the day when the Prime Minister say you can't sleep with the doors and windows open. You notice she never said that day has arrived. You notice she never said that the crime rate gone down 46%. She still not said that. And look, people, look. Ask any Jamaican if them feel so safe in Jamaica that they can sleep with their windows and doors open. Just ask. Even with the bogus crime rate of the matter about, because we know the numbers bogus. We know that, right? And we've proven that before. But just ask them, how many of you want to take a chance? And it would be taking a chance. How many of you want to take a chance and sleep with the doors open and then actually go publicize it, make people know so we're not sleeping on the doors and windows open? How many of you want to do that? And you watch, she not come back and say, oh, you can't do it, She just said the crime rate gone down. People, pay attention.
It means labor rights that when you grow your country, when you pay down your debt, you have the resources to invest in fighting crime. You have the resources to invest in building out an infrastructure that have boat, that have helicopter, that have plane. You have the infrastructure to buy police cars. And guess what? When a couple of my brethren them...
Hold on a second. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Did you say, Madam Speaker, that you have money to buy police cars? What happened to the used police cars you want to buy in 2016, 2017? What happened to those cars? More than 30 of those cars have not been delivered yet from that contract. And that contract was executed, I believe, in 2017. So what are you talking about, Madam Speaker? We're going to take you to task around here, you know, because we are independent and objective thinkers. We're going to take you to task around here this evening. Let's continue.
Inside the constituency, say, Lord, boss lady, I did go prison one time and I served my time and I'm decent now, but every day the police hunting me. I can say to them, though the police know where to find every single person who is involved in crime, if you're not do nothing, you're not to worry about them. And that is a fact. No desire is there to hunt people who are not doing anything wrong. So for
You should say the police can't find everybody. Every single person who commit crime, police can't find them. When did this initiative start that police can't find everybody who commit crime? When did this occur? Madam Speaker, you wretch you, we catch you.
those who are doing wrong, put down the gun, because we want to sleep with our doors and windows open, and we want to do.
You should say, we want to do it. You know, say we are doing it.
But hold on, Mr.
Go ahead, sir.
Hold on, Mr. Ratigan. Didn't the gracious Madam Speaker said that she never knows she'll live to see a day we can see without windows and door open? That's what she said at the beginning. Isn't that true?
She said the Prime Minister said it and she never thought she would live to see the day. And then she pivot and said the crime rate has gone down by 46%. She don't say that day has arrived and now we can all sleep. You should just say we want to. We want to. Which is quite different from saying we are. And that's the point she's trying to make. She's trying to say we are, but she can't come out and say we are. Let's go.
Right around the corner. Labor rights. I hear a lot of people complaining about health care. I hear people complaining, if they can, about education, about us having buses, about us having gone to free tuition. No matter what we do, some people find a means of complaining. So let us take it one step at a time. The same people who are complaining, they must stifle them conscience. Labor rights. The people who cannot see that Jamaica has grown significantly, who cannot see that we have invested significantly, they must stifle them conscience. I spent some time in the new school bus. It's tougher than tough. The side of the bus is...
Hey, you hear what she said? I spent some time in the new school bus. Not refurbished, not used, not reconditioned. New school bus. And then she going to tell you now about how safe those school buses are.
Metal, which means even if a car run into that, or a bus, our regular bus run into that, our children are safe. The bus sturdy upon the road. I am not understanding what one could have as a problem with it. My children driving on the bus from Louise Bennett the other day said, Miss, you can't make the bus pick us up at home instead of only picking us up at some stops to take to school and back. Make it come to my house now. It means down to the babies understand that the school bus system is better for them as children. And I met some young people one day, and when I asked them, have they thought about what is happening in the country? Are they ready to get up and go out and vote? One said yes, but one said, maybe we could have tried the other people them and see if they can do something. Let me tell you, Jamaica is no longer a PMP experiment. Them try and fail enough with us. Them try and fail enough with us. So labor rights, I am asking you to just relax. Spend the time and think. And you're not so hard to convince. Because when the Prime Minister said labor rights hold us accountable and know what he mean. In 2020 when I was going up for re-election, I remember it was the PMP them sent to the labor rights who no better go vote for the woman. The woman work hard. You hear who? The PMP in my constituency were telling the labor rights who no get up election morning. Either they told me they would stay home. Them can't vote for me, so they must stay home. I thank them for it. Do it again. Lie. Or they will tell you that them can't vote against so much hard work, both at the constituency level and at the national level. Labor rights, you are the ones that are the hardest in judging your members of parliament. Nothing wrong with that. But labor rights, when you make the comparison, even when we are not perfect, we are better than the alternative.
You know, Mr. Ratigan, confession is good for the soul, you know. Confession is good for the soul. The Madam Speaker was just confessing what happened in her constituency. When they said the PNP stay home. Read between the lines. Confession is good for the soul. Continue the program, Mr. Ratigan. Unmute your mic, sir.
Well, I could go to. We have some videos you have to play. But before I play them, you see everything what you just said? It's laughable. It's laughable. I could listen to Minister Kamina Johnson Smith.
Something. Enough is enough. Enough is enough.
And that's the truth, Madam Speaker. Enough is enough. Enough with the misrepresentation and the lies and all that. You know, come on now. You don't think in this day of this age of information that the things and ways that people can fact check you in real time? You don't think so? All right. Make we go to this. We have some videos to play, but we could do this first and then we'll go through the videos. Here we go. Here it is. Jamaica's hope. Sleeping with doors open again. How much I know that like to do this? How much I know that like to sleep to the door open and the window open? How much I know that like to do this? How much I know think you can't do it? Yes? How much I know think you can't do it? All right. Here we go. Here's the homicide rate from 1972 to 2024. Right? You remember what she said? That she go visit her grandmother when she was much younger. No, this lady is 54 years old. She born must say 1971, 71, 81. 81. No, sorry, 71.
71.
Yeah, she born 1971. And she used to go visit her grandma. And it was a good time then. Who was in power 1971? Just saying.
The late Michael Norman Joshua Mandley.
Thank you. Thank you. And we know that Mr. Edward Seaga was prime minister from what? 1981 to 1989?
Yep.
Yep. And then we know that Michael Manley came back to power.
In 1989 to 1992.
And then Mr. P.J. Patterson took the reins.
1992 till you say when.
And then Mama P take the reign of power.
Right. And then Papa Bruce.
All right. Now I'm going to give you some facts, people. Madam Speaker, hope you are listening now, because your claim said the Prime Minister now has brought the country back to a point where them can sleep with them windows and doors open. In 1970, Madam Speaker, approximately 160 people were murdered in Jamaica. And the homicide rate was 8.1 per 100,000. So 8 out of every 100,000 people were murdered. That's 1970. 1980, it was 899 approximately. And the homicide rate, because then, if you remember, 1980, they have a general election too. And it was bloody. And the homicide rate then was 41.7. So 41 persons out of every 100,000 people in Jamaica were murdered. That's 1970 to 1980. That's when you visit your grandma, you know. That's when you visit your grandma. 1990, a big woman. And the homicide rate then was 543 people murdered in Jamaica in 1990. And the homicide rate dropped to 21.8. 21 people out of every 100,000 people were murdered in Jamaica in that year. Now we could go to 2024, because you say your husband bring it now and him nice up the thing. In 2024, and we know them the figures them higher, you know. But in 2024, 1,141 people were murdered. And the homicide rate was 40.2 per 100,000. 40 people out of every 100,000 people were murdered in Jamaica. Remember now, you know, between 1970 and 1990, we never see them kind of murder rate. Yeah. Between 1970 and 1990, the murder rate was not over 100, not over 1,000. Not over 1,000 when you visit your grandma. When you visit your grandma, it was safer. You say you want to go back there. You say the Prime Minister bring me back there. No. Look at the stats. There's no comparison. There's no comparison. So, Madam Speaker, stop the lying. Stop the misrepresentation. You rich you, we catch you. Make we move on. Is Jamaica House safe? No, she said. Remember what she said, you know? Remember what she said. Remember what the speaker said, no? She said the Prime Minister has brought the country now to, she said she never dreamed she would have lived to see this. And she indicated to you that that Jamaica is a safe place now for people live and sleep with them windows and doors open. But to know what these people is a man them shot in front of Jamaica House. And you remember that? A young man from a very prominent family, right in front of the guardhouse. You see the concrete up, the cut stone right there, so at the guardhouse that in front of Jamaica House. They shot a man right there. Forget about coming at your house and come through the window or come through the door. Them shot him right there in front of the seat of the ruling political party. Right, which part them sit down, Jamaica House, which part which part all of the offices them there. They saw them shot him. So if Jamaica House no safe people and police they're right in front of it, why you no think that una go safe for the no windows and doors open? She a tell you this. You no believe that? Don't believe the hype, man. Let's move on. See you now. I just don't know if you live if you don't want. If you don't want to live big life and safe and have safety, this one have to have the big mansion and have security park up out front. And even them can't sleep with windows and doors open.
Hold on,
eh?
Hold on. Is this the Prime Minister's house?
All I can say is that it's representative of where the Prime Minister is living. It's a representative.
So, you know why I asked the question, sir? Because he has about 40 lengthy security guards around him, So he can see with every window and door open.
And still not do it. Still not doing it. So they might tell you to sleep with your windows and doors open. Them living in an affluent neighborhood with all the security around them and them not doing it, but they might tell you no for go do it. These people wicked, man. Let's move on. You should say, if you're not doing nothing, you don't have to worry about them. That's what she say now. I wonder if she hear about something called state of emergency.
I don't think she's there. I think termite eat out her brain too. Either termite eat out her brain or woodpeckers eat out their brain.
I wonder if she remember that state of emergency where them detain a whole bunch of people and the people. Some of them are sue right now and collect money and who are pay? Taxpayers are pay. Not the government. Taxpayers' money, man. Government don't have money. Taxpayers' money. Look at this. April 2025. Shall say if you not do nothing, you have nothing to worry about. Jamaicans for Justice, them say it's 65% rise in police killings. That is April this year. This year. Look at the Guardian. That's a stat from January to April. Them say 152%, and they were calling for what? Indicom, right? And they might call for body cameras. They must say no need for wear the body cameras because we don't know how these killings are happening. We don't know. We not tell we one thing, but the community is saying something else.
And Mr. Ratigan, for those who don't know what the Guardian is, it's a British newspaper.
Yep. It's not a Jamaican newspaper. Make we go. Look at this. World News. Jamaican police killed 5 men as department criticized for surge in fatal shootings. 5. World News is there, and then them talk about say we are mash up brand Jamaica. And them are mash up brand Jamaica. Let's go. She talk about oh, if you pay off your debt and if you do this and you do that. Here's a question I ask, At what cost to long-term development growth? What cost? What cost? Because they might tell us they might pay off the debt and they might have money, them can do this and them can do that. And them can. Ask yourself this. Any other money that trickle down to your community? Any other money that trickle down? Them should do like what Barbados is. What Barbados is doing. Barbados says, listen, we're going to pay off our debt, but we're not going to pay it at a breakneck pace and not have money to invest in our people and our structures, our organizations, our community, our country. No. And that's why Barbados is a much better run country than Jamaica. It's not perfect, have issues. But anybody who tell you that Jamaica is a better run country than Barbados, they are lying to you. And don't make them tell you about size. Don't let them tell you about size because you will hear them come out and say, we spend the most money on healthcare, and ask yourself, is healthcare better now than it was in 2016? You'll hear them come and say, we spend the most money on national security. Is national security better now? plane a flying, a crash land, plane even a land a normal man. Nobody know where the plane a come from. Come with a whole heap of Pakistani or Indians, Southeast Asians. Plane a crash in a St. Elizabeth, plane a crash in a Clarendon. Haitians are come across the street, say, pan in a tube, and Jamaica claim to them have $1 million boat out there with state-of-the-art radar, and them can't see nothing. A people out of Portland, St. Thomas of tell the police, say, hey, we have some Asians. Pan Lanya. How them reach? Then drop from sky. We never want to touch the debt to GDP ratio because it's foolishness. Because remember, we're telling us one of the country with the highest debt to GDP ratio is what? Is Japan. Over 200%. And nobody would compare Japan to Jamaica. Nobody. In fact, Japan, Canada, the US, UK, Australia, all of them debt to GDP rate higher than Jamaica. And yet still you would have never compared them to Jamaica. You know why? Because they make things. One of the reasons is that they make things and them have an educated population for the most part. And we know the situation in Jamaica with education. We know the situation. How far? Where is the money? School bus. Where's the money? Where is the money? So people don't make them fool. You know. We are go before we bring on Dr. Ben, and know Dr. Ben can do him thing. What we are going to do now, we are going to play some video here where debunk the things and what she said. Let me pull them up in order here. Hold on a second there. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Let me move this lady. Bear with me, people. Video file. All right, here we go. First one. Here's the first one. This now, shut up about the murder rate gone down. Here's a video where the bunker shall say.
A data scientist and epidemiologist at the University of the West Indies, Professor Christopher Charles, says Jamaica's murder crisis must be viewed in the context of long-term trends. Speaking on Power 106's Morning Agenda Monday, Professor Charles warns that focusing only on the year-to-year changes misses the bigger issue of a steady rise in homicides since independence. Shamela Pule reports.
The murder rate in Jamaica went down from 49.3 in 2023 to 40.2 in 2024. That's according to data scientist and epidemiologist at the University of the West Indies, Professor Christopher Charles. Professor Charles says the small drop doesn't show the full picture.
All I'm saying is that what the government, some people in the media, and primarily the Jamaica Constabulary, what they have been doing is giving you the difference between the homicide rate this year and last year, and then say all kinds of things about it. And I'm saying that's unscientific, it's dishonest, right? And it's designed to trick the people.
He says while the drop is still good, looking at only short-term numbers is misleading. Professor Charles also urged that short-term drops don't mean the police are fixing the issue.
So in 1962 at independence, the homicide rate was 3.7 per 100,000, right? In 2024, right, it was 40.4. It was, all right? So it's over a tenfold increase. So what I'm saying, we must appreciate the drop, but I'm not excited because if you look from 1997 onwards, we have seen similar drops, yearly drops, but the homicide rate increased again. So why when we see these drops, it's up and down?
He says to make Jamaica safer, real solutions are needed to fix the root of the problem, not just more police.
We have argued that you need to intervene within families in terms of parenting. You can teach parenting in schools, all over the school system, and you can intervene in the family. Just like how the community health nurse comes and look to the mother to check up, we can have social workers visit homes, in the same way, to engage about parenting when the mother comes to the hospital and she's pregnant, or the father. Medical social workers can engage them over time.
Shamela Pullen, TVJ News.
Yeah, man. So this is the crime rate in the matter now. Foolishness. Here's another one. Remember what you said, them can't find people, Them now no problem finding people. Here's another one.
Wanted Wednesday goes wrong. In a shocking case of mistaken identity, a man found himself at the center of an investigation after the When Wanted Wednesday goes wrong. In a shocking case of mistaken identity, a man found himself at the center of an investigation after the police wrongfully listed him as wanted for murder. Raquel Porter reports.
From a born, I never commit a crime. I have never been to a police station. I have never been to jail.
And yet, Orlando Grieve found himself wanted for murder. His brother sent this photograph on May 28, 2025. The 26-year-old construction worker had been working with his father in Manchester.
I thought it was a prank at first because I know of a page on the media way. Normally get people picture, post it up and put music on it. Until a couple minutes after, I see everybody start send it to me when know me, and I say, wow, from this one now right there, so I say, this look real, man, something right about this. So I start to go up now and I try to find out. I have a police friend that live, it's my neighbor, I live right up the road up there, so I called him and tell him to check.
Checks revealed he was wanted in Portmore, St. Catherine. He turned to a pastor and a football coach to accompany him. Thursday morning, about 9 o'clock, he, along with his father and the pastor, went to Mandeville Police Station.
And returning myself at Mandeville Police Station, I explained to them what was the issue. And them carry me on a CIB office run I back. After that, them talk to an inspector man and him said, them now have nothing to do with that for them station because enough for them parish. So him said, we put hold on. And him make some calls and we did about 10 minutes. We did it till about 10 minutes. And then he come back and say, him have to place me in a custody. Until Portmore company.
He detailed the journey with the police officers to Portmore. 4
police officers came for me to transfer me from Mandeville to Portmore. When I was going up to Portmore, them start checking me. I said, boy, you're a killer. You're a killer, you kill people. And think you're wanted, man, you should have turned in yourself and make me come to you. Should have turned in yourself and make me come to you.
The next day, May 29, 2025, the JCF posted this photograph on its Instagram page. About 4:30 p.m., Orlando said he was interviewed, and based on the questions the police asked, he knew it was a case of mistaken identity. His parents retained attorney Nicoy Ferguson, who visited the station Saturday afternoon.
What seems to have occurred is that certainly there is another Orlando Gray whom the police want for murder. I think what transpired is quite sad because the sequence of events demonstrate, in my view, that whoever put up the photo, no due diligence at all seems to have been done because my client has been living at his address all his life. The mother indicates to me, that my client's mother, that she believes the picture that was posted is the picture that he has on his passport.
He promised to file a habeas corpus application if his client had not been released by Monday. On Monday, June 1, 2025,
Orlando was taken to a room in the police station where he was interrogated in the presence of his attorney and subsequently released. But Orlando said he felt like a prisoner. His image was still posted.
I don't go nowhere. I can't go work. I can't go nowhere. I have to stay. I have to lock in because I'm afraid. Afraid me go road and police see me and say, oh, I escaped this. I'm going to escape from this because they still up there. My pictures still up there, say me in custody, you know, and shoot me or something. I'm afraid me can't go on the road.
Here are some of the comments under the post.
Man chose to see the judge and not his maker. I know him that. I want to get that picture there. Me broken hearted because he should be in the morgue. Why, Orlando, you can't play. Look like you win the jackpot.
We had been seeking clarification from the JCF since Thursday, June 5, but we did not get a response. On Monday and Tuesday again, we sought an official response. Up to Tuesday, June 11, the force still had not responded. But of note, the photo was removed on Tuesday, sometime after 5 p.m. Raquel Porto, reporting for TVJ News.
Mr. Ratigan.
Remember what she said now? She said the police, them can't find you, man. Them can't find you. And it look like the police, them, you know, Dr. Ben and Jeffrey, look like I'll just Wednesday alone, them go look for people. What them call it? Wanted
Wednesday.
Yeah, man, I'll go Wednesday alone, them look for people.
So how they can't put up a politician pity up there?
Well, that's a good question.
And my question tonight is this. This young man, the mother is saying is his passport picture. How did the police force his passport picture? How did the Jamaica Constable Force get a copy of his passport picture? And so many politicians robbing this country. So many of them thief in this country. And you will never see them put up there. $1.4 billion gone down the drain with bus saga. And nobody put it go up there. I can't behave myself tonight, you know.
See one more, yeah.
Welcome back. Public pressure is mounting on the Jamaica Constabulary Force to initiate the full usage of body-worn cameras during police operations. The latest call came from human rights group Jamaicans for Justice, which staged a peaceful protest in Half a Tree today, demanding greater police accountability. Shante McNeil has the details.
A call for accountability, systematic reform, and human rights-based policing. That was the heartbeat of Tuesday's protest in Halfway Tree, organized by lobby group Jamaicans for Justice, JFJ. Over 100 police fatal shootings have been recorded since the start of the year, a number JFJ finds alarming. They're again urging the Jamaica Constabulary Force to fully use body-worn cameras during police operations. Ahead of the protest, participants and members of the public were asked to wear black, while those in support of the police were urged to wear blue, a move the JFJ believes ran the risk of further unnecessary division between the group. But Executive Director for JFJ, Michael Jackson, insists this is not an anti-police movement, it's a pro-accountability one.
Not a time for division. This is a time to stand with our police officers. They have been so great in doing our duties. But what we're saying, for those who break the law, we have to ensure that you have strengthened accountability to ensure that we can have justice better realized for the family members here. Rayan Russell, justice for him. Mario Dean, justice for him. Kevin Riley, justice for him. These are the voices of Jamaican citizens while we're here advocating for the body-worn cameras. We don't want conflicting accounts from people. What we want is solid evidence.
Human rights activist Lloyd Diagula says statements from the Prime Minister suggesting criminals will meet a judge or their maker send the wrong message. He believes it fuels extrajudicial killings, and silence from the Justice Ministry only worsens the problem. He says these protests are the beginning of change.
This is a first step, and ultimately we have to hold the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, the Police Commissioner, and the Minister of Justice accountable for police extrajudicial killings.
But
Right. Well, people understand what happened. Nobody worn cameras, and there's no effort to ensure that they're worn by all members of the JCF, and especially those who are going out on patrol. And we know that the Minister of National Security, he appears to be against it, because he said you should only use it, for traffic infractions. So we see where that is going, and there's a correlation between the absence of the body cameras being worn and the increase in extrajudicial killings. Because as the lady said, you have conflicting reports, and you know what's going to happen. They're going to believe the police. But when you have the body-worn camera, you have solid evidence, yet they don't want to do it. And they were calling for these body-worn cameras years ago, and them have the funding, and now them just decide, no, we're not going to equip these men and women going out on patrol, on raids. We're not going to do that. I just have 2 more quick videos. And then
before I go to the videos, then if they have the funding and they refuse to get the body worn cameras, where is that funding?
Well,
where's the money?
We have to ask the minister that. I've asked questions constantly about that, and so far they haven't responded. Here we go.
Healthcare system is once again in the spotlight, and this time under the theme of global population trends. At the launch of the United Nations Population Fund's State of the World Population Report 2025, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton sounded the alarm on the worsening state of the country's healthcare workforce. Our reporter Akeem Aret is standing by to tell us more.
A near healthcare crisis is looming. That's the warning from Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton, who says the sector is under significant strain.
So how him can come and attack both about healthcare in Jamaica? How?
I tell us that termite and woodpecker, and what them bringing, believe me.
He has discredited himself, because first of all, he used to talk about all of these, the good things about it, and yet still we notice that the people up top, them don't go forget medical services, at least serious medical services. Them don't go treatment. Them don't go to the hospitals in Jamaica. Them go Florida, or fly go Atlanta or New York. We know that. Minneapolis. Yeah, Cuba. We know that. But here it is that he must say it's at a crisis level, something that we have been telling him, not just people in the diaspora, but people in Jamaica, and also the US government, the UK government, and the Canadian government. They've all been telling him that, look, we're on the verge of a catastrophe. And I'm still spending money, and we have nothing for show for it. Here we go.
Due in part to workforce shortages.
Health right now is bordering in some areas on a crisis in terms of healthcare workers. And this is not unique to Jamaica, just to be clear. It's a global thing. In fact,
don't make them fooling and telling about it. It's not only in Jamaica. When them come with that argument, you tell them that, listen, let the other parts of the world take care of their problems. We need to take care of the healthcare problem in Jamaica. And it's a distraction to say to you, well, then it's happening in America, it's happening in New Zealand, it's happening here, it's happening there, No, we know it's happening here in Jamaica, and we want to do something about it. And the moment they start distracting you, that's when you start saying, well, then it's not bad, because that country, they have the same problem, that country have the same problem. Then guess what? The problem will never be fixed, and you will never hold them accountable. You have to hold them accountable by saying, we're not talking about other countries, we're talking about Jamaica. Fix the problem or step aside. Well, actually, it's more like step aside, because them can't fix the problem.
the projections suggest that we need some 20 million or so healthcare workers between now and 2030.
The situation is made worse by the steady migration of nurses and other critical staff seeking better opportunities, leaving the public system in demand.
500 or so of our specialist nurses migrate each year on average, leaving our neonatal units, intensive care units, operating theater units, accident and emergency units in very short supply, and impacting the quality of service delivery by virtue of not having enough bodies and enough boots on the ground.
Experts say with a growing and aging population and an increase in non-communicable diseases, the health...
And out here, right, him said 20 million healthcare workers. Him not have no clue. This man is clueless.
Care system must rapidly adapt. However, Minister Tufton says the availability of resources is another challenge.
Even if we wanted to train more, we're restricted by virtue of clinical rotation space, meaning operating theater beds to practice around. There's a ratio of student to beds. And by faculty, or the shortage of faculty, people to train.
However, Minister Tufton says, as the government works to craft solutions, the call is now for more healthcare workers. Hakeem Aret, CVM News.
Let me move him because this man is useless. I have one more video for play. Here it is.
Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Construction is set to begin soon on the long-awaited Harmony Cove Resort in Trelawney. A ribbon-cutting ceremony earlier today signaled the start of the $1 billion investment, which will see thousands of Jamaicans being employed. Kimberly Petty reports.
Cut it! Yes, I'm here to cut it.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness minutes before cutting the ribbon for the Harmony Cove Resort development. It's a project that has been 20 years in the making and was first announced by then Prime Minister P.J. Patterson. The development will consist of a 26-story hotel with 1,000 rooms and 18-hole championship golf course.
Let me just move that because what happened is that Jamaica now benefit from that because we know what's going to happen with that money. Most of that money is going to be overseas. And we're going to have slave labor or slightly above slave labor going on at that place. And this is what our Prime Minister is all about. He's all about selling off pieces of Jamaica, or better yet, chunks of Jamaica. And it's not for the benefit of the people. No.
And one person having a penthouse on the top of the hotel.
That's a story for another. We have to do a full story on that minister who got the thing there. Yeah. But folks, that's a presentation I wanted to do. That is what we call your retio. We catch you. We catch the Prime Minister's wife, Minister, Speaker of the House, MP, Juliet Holness. We catch her in a whole bunch of lies. You know, remember, she talked about the economy, she talked about the health care, she talked about the national security and safety and all of this stuff. All lies, all misrepresentation, all half-truths. Madam Speaker, all I can say to you, in conclusion, is your retio, we catch you. All right. Yes, Jeffrey, you said Miss P want come in on the line, yeah?
Yes, remember Dr. Ben.
Yeah, man, Dr. Ben.
That was a good, very insightful piece. Very, very insightful.
Dr. Ben, we'll do it every Wednesday now. We have I just had one segment. You read you, we catch you, and we're going to show something. We have a whole heap of stories up here now, whole heap line up here. So, but we just say we can tonight with a plan for the two actually, but time is at a premium, so we only are going to do one. So, folks, here what, if you want to call, they will put up the number. Yeah? Right. I see there, the number open. We'll take a few phone calls because Dr. Ben have to make him presentation. We want to hear from him. We want to hear from him for a little bit. And I will probably have some health issues and see there. So the number is 667-369-8569. 667-369-8569. If you don't love the segment, go tell your friends and family members and neighbors, says them come around here on a Wednesday night. And this is one of the features what I'm gonna get. So good night. Welcome to Come Reason, Miss Ratigan. Where are you calling from?
Good night.
That's all right, sister.
Blessing. Dr. Ben, long time, me not see you now. You see, nice.
Good night. Nice to hear the voice, man.
Yeah, man. Good night. Well, Mama me, Mama mo. Mama me, Mama mo. Oh, Jeffrey.
Yes, Miss B.
Jeffrey,
oh, Miss B.
You see what happened?
Aye. Na
And
na di na na di do do di do do do.
yes, when you're too greedy, you see what happened to you? Well, good night to the nice and clean Prime Minister. Sir, it's a blessing to have you. But guess what gonna happen now? Radam, your time done. What you see what you do? You abuse me, you talk to me anyhow, you break constitution and use the man of the moment, and you big and you bad and you bull and you go out down the maroon and say there is no constitution but Jamaica. And if any young people get in trouble, 15-year radam, you brought down people's house and talk about a criminal live there. You see how we are by our phone and chicken box and we spend COVID ton of your yard. I'm going to do all the most things, but just look back now. Just take a minute and look at it from 1944 under the human adult suffrage. Back in the black days where back lamp was working, you have never seen a prime minister hand out pamphlets. Sir, how do you feel? How you feel? How you look? How you're gone on the international scene to see you as a prime minister in the middle of the street, just like me, we are sell bag juice, looking for vote. When people go and look at job, them have to do an interview, write a resume. Jamaican people, whether you're labor writer, you're PMP, no sister, no finger at the boss. No sister, no finger at the boss. Sir, I want to ask you a question. All prime minister run election and win and lose, and we know it go. But what it is about you that you have to go in the middle of the street? You never afraid something like you? Eh? And you look hungry many people like myself, we can't pay a light bill, we can't buy good food, we don't go to hospital, we can't get help. You still say this administration is a criminal administration. You see people trust God and live. Mr. Andrew Holness, God tear you down. God tear you down to your lowest, and you still have lower to go. You're a cruel man and see. What you sow is what you reap. We have endured your pain. We have endured your agony. The mothers them who kill them people and say a targeted operation. Tough than 24 baby dead in a 24 years. Eh? Look at how the atrocity. When you come out the people of your feet, we can't pick the gas school. Eh? When you take money buy a brand new garbage truck, but not buy a whole bus with your people. Pick the gas school. When you see it, when no money have no use to no now. Because money when you have can't save you. Time come. That to show no Jamaican people say we are the boss. Not them. Not them. When you wake up. Even if you are labor right, nothing is wrong with that. But you can't be a voter with this prime minister. This Prime Minister is the worst of the worst of the worst and the worst. Bring our country, the gem of the Caribbean, to a disgrace. The man breaks every law. He suit himself. Refuse you and your station. You want your comment on this and tell we as a senior journalist if you ever see a prime minister have done this. We are desperate for power. When you're not getting power, you will go when you lose. And you must lose. It is so disgraceful. So I can't find adjective to describe it. And for you people in a society, in the media, civil society, church, the security forces, how you feel when you look for a back bro God, and you see bro God himself, I feel a issue flyer in a years where you have YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and the whole works. Eh? You know, to say something really wrong, people. You know, to say something really, really wrong. This man is not about we, the Jamaican people. It's about him and his crony. To save him heart. Imagine the people who want to lock up. They lose their job. The people who are dead. The cry of the people is on your shoulders, sir. Millions and billions cannot help you. The Bible says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of an eagle than a rich man in the kingdom of God. All the way I go through is all about greed, craving, and a society who don't look about them children and the whole people. Down who shall go. The retired people them can't get them pension. Hospital run down, school run down, no road, and you come out and you tell one bag of lie. One bag of lie. You kill off the people and pick me. And talk about targeted operation. All the arrests, me as your sister, I hope you never get better. And I don't want you to be dead. I want you to stand there and feel the pain when the gunshot take it in against you them. And how them ball and how them cry when the mother hold them belly and ball of the witness. You shoot all the youth from backwalk curling. You shall go down. Down you shall go. You criticize Mark Golden. You call him all sorts of names. You call him a pricker. He can't do and look what the Master Mark do now. Master Mark make you in a road, sir, and issue flyer as a prime minister, the chief servant of the country. My God, how low can you get? Well, my opinion to you, sir, just call the election and let the chips lie where it falls. Because you say you're going to Adventist. And the Adventist, where the water we go, teach us integrity and it teach us morals. Don't see one of cabinet member, the vice note, and talk about you. You want to bigger than that? Eh? And you list, down you shall go. Down you shall go, my brother. The cry of the nation is on you. The children, the blood is on you. Blood upon your shoulder. Nothing can help you. God no want you. Satan refuse you. Hell run from you. And I heal back.
All right, Miss P. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think you're echoing. You're echoing the cries and the pleas and the sentiments of a whole lot of Jamaicans. So, thank you. 1 second there. Anybody else want to call in? You know, me I go through the thing, you know. The what you call it, Jeffrey? The record achievement booklet. I mean, I tell you some breed I lie them put inside. We're gonna break it down, you know. Them said them established more kind of as an independent body, and I thought it was Peter Bunting and in charge of Ministry of National Security when it was established. Them put it in here. Them say establish MOCA as an independent body. Gave it more resources.
No, but hold on there. It was not who did it. If it's not Peter Bunting who did it, it was Bruce Golding who did it here.
I thought it was Peter Bunting. Hold on 1 second.
Can check it out.
It was 2014. 2014, 11 to 24. 2014, it was the PNP in power.
Yeah.
Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reasons Ratigan.
Good night, Mr. Ratigan. Good night, Mr. Jeffrey. Good night, Dr. Ben.
Welcome.
Good night. Good night.
And good night in the chat. Well, Mr. Ratigan, it seemed like for real, well, it's too Jamaica out there. And the reason for saying it is that I don't understand the mind of these people, some of them, and their ideologies and perspective. Today I was checking my phone and I happened to go on one of these bloggers. It's the first time I'm seeing this one. His name is Dudley Thompson. And I was wondering if it's that former Commissioner Dudley Thompson. I am not sure if he has the same name, but this man, a lady called in and she was talking, and you would not believe from her perspective that Andrew Holness has not done anything. She talked and she described Marty G, and everything was all good, pretty, and nice for Andrew Holness and Juliet size 13. And when I listened, I couldn't take it no more. I jumped in the chat and I started to text. And all that I know, I keep texting. So I say to myself, there's many people still that lives in Jamaica do not believe what Andrew has done. Your name was referred to in that you're beating on Andrew Holness, and it's just talk, and the people in the diaspora. And then I'll go come out to it. She carried on and she described Marky Geo, him and tidy and yeah, man. And his wife now, that's on his wife. And she beginning to say how, you know, they don't talk, or they met and all of that, and it lie. And him not show his documents and what he has to hide. And it was just so terrible and low of that woman. And I'm saying to myself, look at what Andrew Holness has done, and he's walking free because he's a criminal, and I have no apology about that. And you know what he has done? The members of his party know what he has done, and he's walking free.
All right.
And I mean, I say all of this to say this. To everyone, let's try our best to get the message out, to vote, and people we know, we can send links to them so they can listen to different bloggers. Let's see what we can do, because some people still don't believe, and worse, Andrew keep telling the lies, because she said lie them and tell upon him.
All right, look. People can't say whatever they want to say, and people have a right to their opinions, but they don't have a right to true facts, you know, and that's what we present around here. So them can continue talking, and we will continue presenting, and then people can make up their own mind when it's time for them to vote. You know.
Let me just say this, and then get to Dr. Ben and give somebody a chance. Today I went to the doctor for my yearly medical checkup. And this nurse, she's quite young and nice, dark young person. So she, when she came in, she talking to me. I said, "You're Jamaican?" She says, "Yes." I said, "Where are you from?" She said, "Montego Bay." So she said she went to the University of the West Indies there. She could not get a job. So she migrated, and now she's a nurse. And then we began to chit chat. And she said, "There's so much opportunity here, and I'm going to try this, and I'm going to do this." To say that, she realized that she can have more than one profession or career. And I said, "Go for it, make your parents proud." And when I look, I said, these are the things happening in Jamaica. Because poor people's education is the way out. And when you see people have to migrate, because of Andrew Holness and how he's running the country and the things he's carrying on down there with. And the people know, and they're hiding their conscience. You see? And many more will leave. Many more will leave if the system doesn't change. Thank God, we're looking forward to an election. And I'm just praying and asking God to let Marky G hold the reins. And that the Jamaica Labour Party never, ever get back in power.
All right. Thanks. I forgot to grab a call now, but thanks for the call.
Wait, no, let me talk to Dr. Ben, Mr. Ratigan. Please. Dr. Ben, let me leave this question with you. I know someone who had an issue with taking prescription medication and they're alcoholic.
Yeah.
So what would you say to someone, be it male or female, who is on either the herbal meds or prescription medication and is an alcoholic or take alcohol, consume alcohol? That's for you. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you. All right. So some prescription medication categorically tell you not to be taken with alcohol. But some, and again, depending on how you're using it, if it's not abusing it, then it's okay. But in any case, one should always consult their healthcare provider as it relates to what they cannot take along with their medication. Some medication, it will either cause an adverse effect or it can, in some cases, reduce the effect of the medication that persons are on. So I don't know what medication it is, but the first thing is to listen to your healthcare provider, listen to your doctor as it relates to directives in terms of what you cannot take. But in general, it's not wise to take prescription medication with alcohol because there is more likely to be an adverse reaction.
All right. Somebody was calling, and I think from Florida. But anyway, you know what? I'm just scanning through this piece of propaganda called the Record Achievement Booklet, and I'm telling you, people, we are going to rip this to shreds because they have told some blatant lies inside here. One that just look at this, and they're telling you this for a favor with you, that even after they know that it's not true. Look at this. They said lowest unemployment rate in our history. They know it's not true. And we're going to debunk that again because Statin come out and said, no, you cannot make that claim. You cannot make that claim because the methodology that we use to measure unemployment, it changed in January 2014. We have a different system and we cannot measure post-January to pre-January 2014. You can't measure the two of them. There's no way you can compare them because one of them, if you were unemployed, them used to count you as unemployed. The second one, the one that they're using now, you must be unemployed and actively looking for a job. So if you're unemployed and they ask if you're looking for a job and you say, no, I'm not looking for a job, then you're not considered unemployed. And by the way, we're going to do a story on this. The last time Jamaica did a census was 2011. 2011. They did an estimate back in 2019. We don't know how many people live in Jamaica. So the question is, when they tell you, say, unemployment, what's the basis? Where them get that number there from? Because the census was supposed to have been done in 2020, I believe, and the census has not been done yet. So them don't have a good count of how many people living in Jamaica. So if you don't have that number, how are you going to talk about unemployment? How are you going to talk about employment and unemployment? And the other thing is, are they looking at the same sample every quarter? Are they going to the same people and asking them questions? Are they do random sampling? We don't know. Hold on 1 second. Caller, good night. Welcome to Come Reasons Ratigan. I hate
good
to
night,
rush you.
Ratigan, sir.
I'm fine, thank you. I hate to rush you, but we have to get to Dr. Ben. So hit me up with a question if you have a question or a quick comment.
Man, I had 3 things I wanted to get to because I had to call you today, Ratty.
All right, quickly, hit them up.
Quickly. The first thing is the disgraceful and despicable behavior of the Prime Minister today. I thought that was as low as one could get as a Prime Minister. It was shameful for the country to see the Prime Minister standing on roadside handing out flyers. And what makes it even more egregious was that the flyers were just filled of lies. Jamaica expect better from the Prime Minister, and the country deserve better. Another thing I want to address, Roddy, is the topic of achievements that these flyers contain.
Mm-hmm.
It's a government responsibility to service, repair, and replace basic service and equipment throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were elected. It's your job when you do that. It's not an achievement.
Mm-hmm.
If you come into power and you have buses and the buses go bad and you have to replace them, that's your job. It's not an achievement. If the bridge is broken and you replace the bridge, it's not an achievement.
Mm-hmm.
Those things are your basic requirements for the function of the country that you are doing. If you erect a building to host a council office in, it's not an achievement. You're supposed to do that as a government.
Mm-hmm.
So claiming that you're fixing and repairing things and claiming it as achievements is just a farce. So unless they don't know what achievements are, if the Prime Minister wants to claim achievements, claim things like this: 28 bank account, first to ever do that. Take the IC to court, first to ever do that. These are achievements if he wants to claim achievements. What don't fix and repair stuff and call it an achievement?
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. And I rest my case.
I agree. That's 2 things. You say you have 3.
Well, the next thing I want to address is the civil society. We had 2 women from civil society came out today, Perkins and Silvera, and claiming that they need more information from the PNP in terms of their manifesto, etc. Now, let's make it clear. The civil society in Jamaica have no moral right to speak for Jamaicans. Where was civil society in SSL? Where was civil society in Royal Reed? Where was civil society with the $1.4 billion bus? Where was civil society in all of these things? No one heard from civil society when doctors, nurses, and teachers were fighting for raise. Where was civil society in Jamaica? Another thing, who comprises civil society in Jamaica? Who do they represent? And what moral authority do they have to make any request for anything? If they want to know the manifesto, they need to go on the website and they get all the information that they need. Go on Mark Gold's website and the PNP website. But for civil society to come out now and making claims and trying to speak on the behalf of the Jamaican people, it is disingenuous. The only thing that civil society does for Jamaica is promote classism, nepotism, and cronyism. That's the only thing civil society for Jamaica defends. Nothing else. They don't defend the working class people. They don't speak on the behalf of the working class people because civil society only benefit from the corruption of the country. And civil society cannot change or manipulate or affect any election in Jamaica because there's a handful of cronies. That's what it is. So civil society needs to shut them out and go sit one side. And these little come up women who's wet behind the ears with them breath similar like Similac don't know what they're asking for, don't know what they're talking about. So civil society have no credibility whatsoever. All right, Roddy, that's it.
All right, my brother. Thank you very much.
But Mr. Ratigan, this caller makes some very important points, you know. Because I heard Nadine Spence talking about the same thing that PNP and the JLP put out. The man is correct. They have no more to be asking about anything. None whatsoever. And I agree with the man.
You know, I'm looking at this thing here at the record achievement booklet. A whole bunch of lies inside there now. We're going to debunk them. One of them I noticed though, an omission. They're talking about major hospital upgrades, and they say major hospital upgrades at Anato Bay, Black River, Bustamante, Chapelton, Falmouth, Lionel Town, Linstead, Maypen, Noel Holmes, Spanish Town, and Savannah Lamar. You notice what I say?
Stick up in. They are telling one of the biggest lie on Savlamar Hospital. Did you see the whole barrage of water to people in the Savlamar Hospital the other day?
Yeah, I see the water come in, and them say them have major hospital upgrades at. But you know the one of them don't put there?
Cornwall Regional.
Cornwall Regional is not there, and that's the one of them spend the most money upon, and it's not there. Dr. Ben, listen. Thanks for being patient, my brother. It's 10:59 now, people. So we'll turn the floor over to Dr. Ben. And don't forget to know, if you tell your friends about the segment, you know. You read you, we catch you. Missy B, big up yourself. Dr. Ben, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it was a wonderful program. You know, I like the slogan, you read you, catch you. Very catchy and hard to forget. Yeah, so as I said, you know, the floor is open, but I just wanted to lead out. I wanted to talk about a situation that affects us all, especially as we get older, and we see it affecting a lot of persons, and we want to talk to persons to help to understand what can be done before it reach that condition. And what I want to talk to you tonight about is a gas or a molecule called nitric oxide, which is a gas that the body uses, a molecule that the body uses. You know, when most time when you're young, in your 15, 16, 17, even your 20s, you won't find people developing swollen legs. You won't find people having poor circulation. You won't find people developing a whole heap of cardiovascular issues. You know, these issues come with age. And one of the reasons for that is because when you're young, your body produces enough of that molecule that naturally regulates the body's cardiovascular system. So the body produces enough nitric oxide. But as we get older, the production level drops. And so once the production level drops, then you're going to have circulatory issues. So I wanted to talk about, you know, some of the effects of that. And so, you know, you find that nitric oxide is very important for, as I said, for the expansion and the relaxation of the blood vessels. It's also important for the prevention of blood clots. It prevents what we call arterial plaque, which is a buildup of plaque inside the blood vessels. And so sometimes some persons who have poor circulation or persons who have swelling, one of the major causes for that is arterial plaque. We get a lot of that from cholesterol, from eating certain foods where the oil becomes solidifies in the blood vessels. You know, when we consume cholesterol, and by the way, cholesterol, you know, most of the fat that we are supposed to consume is supposed to be unheated fats. It is supposed to be fat that we get from seeds and nuts, so like peanuts and cashews and all of those seeds, that's where we're supposed to get our cholesterol from. However, most of the time, we get our cholesterol from the oil that we use to cook the food. And so because I've talked about it before, because of the heat or the high heat, the molecular structure of that cholesterol is affected, it has been changed. And so it makes it difficult for the body to deal with it. So it's very important that we understand that as we get older and the nitric oxide production level decreases, that these are some of the issues that persons will have. You know, so you're going to have all of those swelling, those poor circulation, those numbness, all of those. And so I wanted to talk about some foods that are very good. So the dark green leafy vegetables, such as celery, callaloo, these are vegetables that are high in nitrate, or what we call nitrate-rich foods. So when you get those nitrate-rich foods, it's very good. Another fruit that is also very good is the watermelon. And if you're having those poor circulation issues, then you want to juice the watermelon with the skin, especially if you're having those poor circulation. Watermelon skin is very high in what we call citrulline. Fruits like pomegranate as well as garlic. So a very good juice to have is you get a juicer, and you cut up the watermelon and you feed it through the juicer, and you can add some pomegranate juice if you have it. If you don't have it, you can just add some garlic. So for persons who are having poor circulation, one of the traditional recipes that was very good was the melon juice. And most persons, not too much of the watermelon skin, but I would say if you're using watermelon skin today, don't do it tomorrow, every other day. And it's very good for poor performance, for those men who have intimacy issues, erectile dysfunction. This is something that's been proven. You can add a little cayenne pepper to it. So again, you'll want to make that juice from the watermelon, but the critical ingredient is not just the inside, the skin of the watermelon is very important. You can add maybe a peg of garlic, and you can add a little cayenne pepper, and you can drink that 2 times per day. That's a natural substitute that has been traditionally used for helping persons with circulation issues, because those are high nitrate foods, and it helps to help the body with nitric oxide production. As I said, nitric oxide is naturally produced in the body, and so when it is not produced in the amount that it should, then you find that persons are going to have circulatory issues. So that's one very good food. Fermented foods, as I said, probiotics improve nitric oxide synthesis. So any type of fermented foods, if you can get your vinegar, and then you can get your vegetables, and you can just wash them, put the vinegar in the jar, put your vegetables in it, onions, scallion, garlic, make sure that it's covered by the vinegar. And what you can do, you can eat those along with your meals. Very good for nitric oxide production. As I said, more and more we're seeing so many persons, and we used to see a lot of older persons coming in with circulatory issues, numbness, but now we're seeing a lot more young people, younger persons having these issues. So that's one very good food to eat. Another very good food to eat is beetroot. Beetroot and ginger. So I'm going to give you 2 juices that have been traditionally used. So there is the watermelon, along with the watermelon skin, the cayenne pepper, and the garlic. Another very powerful juice that you can take as well is the beetroot, because beetroot is high in nitric oxide production. So you can juice the beet, add some ginger to it, or add a little cayenne pepper to it, and then you have, that's another very powerful nitric oxide powerhouse. Those two juices, and as I said, it's not only for persons who are having poor circulation, but it's good to clean up the cardiovascular system. You know, if you drink that, it increases nitric oxide levels within the hour. So for persons who are having poor circulation, and I'd love for for persons to try that, and then come back and tell us. I see where, let me see this fatigue erection is for. All right, so right. So these are two juices that are very good for nitric oxides. You don't have to go out there and take supplements. If you reach out to me, I do have supplements also that have nitric oxide in them. I saw somebody put L-arginine, not a very good compound. And by the way, these are juices that are very good for persons who have high blood pressure, or persons who are hypertensive. These juices that I just mentioned a while ago are very good for persons who have high blood pressure and stubborn high blood pressure. It helps a lot. And so this is one good way of regulating your high blood pressure naturally. All right. And then there is, if in terms of herbs, if it is that you want to go down that route, some herbs that have been traditionally used for dealing with nitric oxide are helping to produce nitric oxide is herbs like hawthorn or ginkgo biloba. Again, for persons who have poor memory, poor concentration, these are herbs. Again, if you reach out to us, we do have a supplement. That's the ginkgo biloba plus. We have one which is the ginkgo biloba plus ginseng. These are herbs that we have available. Ginkgo biloba plus ginseng is also another very good herbal formulation has been used. There is cayenne pepper, which is what I recommend it in the juice, and of course garlic, and of course there's ashwagandha, rhodiola. These are all herbs that you can take as teas, and you can take them in your juices as well. So you can add them to your juices, and what they do is they help with nitric oxide production. There are so many ailments. One Jamaican says nitric oxide can be beneficial for erectile dysfunction as it plays a key role in penile erections. Right. So for persons who are having erectile dysfunction, it helps persons with hypertension. These nitric oxide foods help. Ashwagandha is another very good herb that helps with nitric oxide production. Cayenne pepper, ginger, these are herbs that are very good in helping the body with nitric oxide production. And so you can, traditionally what has been done is that persons would use like a teaspoon of these dried herbs that I mentioned before, except for cayenne pepper. A teaspoon of these dried herbs to a cup of boiling water. So you just add, let me give you, let me see if I can give you a recipe. I'm gonna post it on the, so just pay attention to the chat. Let me just post it here. All right, so that's a recipe for a tea that persons can take. And let me give you the recipe for the juice. As I know some persons, you can just copy it and you can just write it down somewhere where you can look at it later on. So here's another juice recipe. All right, so the beets, and as I said, if you can't get the beets powder is also very good. So you can use the beets along with leafy greens, and you can use the beets do by itself, but with the watermelon, you do the watermelon along with the skin, garlic, and a pinch of cayenne pepper, and you drink that 1 to 2 times per day for a week, and it helps to clean up the blood vessels, help with circulation all over, help with mental clarity. It helps overall. So a lot of persons, you don't have to wait until your health gets out of hand that you run and try to take substances that you have to be addicted to or that have side effects. All right. Another very good way of increasing your nitric oxide production is through breathing exercise. Most times we don't sit properly, we don't breathe properly, and so breath works is another way of increasing nitric oxide production. Because as I said, as we get older, our bodies produce less of it, and so there are so many health conditions that are linked to low nitric oxide production, and persons have to be taking medications that have side effects. These are just some simple ways that persons can alleviate the negative effects of nitric oxide production. And I want to show you a breathing technique that I recommend that helps with nitric oxide production, and it is by taking a deep breath, count to about 5, and then release through your mouth like this. Take a deep breath again. And if you're watching right now and you were to do this for 5 times, just 5 times, I want you to do it 5 times, and then I want you to put attention and tell me what is your experience. Because just by doing this, your body produces nitric oxide right away, and you almost instantly get a result if you're doing it properly. But this is another way that you can increase your nitric oxide production, not by eating anything, not by taking any medicine, just by breathing. All right? So count to about 5, and then take a deep breath, exhale. You do that for about 5 to 10 times. And, well, what you're going to feel, if you can put in the chat, tell me how you felt, what you felt, and I'll let you know if you did it right. But that's one way of, if you're having poor circulation, if you're having mental fog, if you're having poor memory, that's one way of increasing your nitric oxide production without even taking a supplement or spending $1. All right. So one person said restful. All right, restful is good, but not what I'm looking for. I know restful is one, but the most obvious feeling is not going to be restful. Some persons are doing it, Ratty. Some persons are doing it. All right, alert is one of the feelings that you're going to feel. But one of the most obvious is going to be lightheadedness. All right, you're gonna feel a little lightheaded or giddy, and that's because of the rush of. Right, Tisa says energy. Yeah, you're gonna feel that as well. So if you practice doing that, nitric oxide is one of the things that it does is that, yes, it gives you energy. If you were sleepy or if you were nodding off, you're going to become alert. So definitely. So these are just some ways that you can, and this works even better. This works even better when you do it in the morning. So when you get up and you're able to go in the fresh morning dew and you're able to do that, the response is even much better. So a lot of times people don't get enough fresh air, enough nitric oxide, because they're inside breathing. Those persons who are in an air conditioned setting will not get the true benefit. But if you were to go outside and do it in the fresh air, then you would feel the instant result. All right. So I want to just share that with you. The benefits of nitric oxide, and how you can increase your nitric oxide, extend your life, and how you can increase your health. Because as we get older, all of us, as we get older, our body produces less amounts, and so because of that, sickness and inflammation comes in. Because one thing that nitric oxide does is that it reduces inflammation. So even for persons who are having lots of pain and aches over their body, a lot of that is because of inflammation. And once you increase your nitric oxide, then the inflammation goes away. All right, anybody have any questions? Yes. So what we just did is liken to yoga breathing, right? And that's the reason why yoga, the practice of yoga, apart from the breath works, and apart from the movement, that's the reason why it's so effective. Because when persons do yoga breathing exercise, one of the things that they do is that they increase the amount of oxygen and they increase the amount of nitric oxide in their body. And so it reduces inflammation, which has an overall, many benefits for the body. All right, Tisa says, what is good? Yeah, we're working on some new projects. Definitely working on some new projects. One of them is that we're working on some compounds for persons who are having lots of inflammation. I'll talk about that. We have a CBD project that we're working on, and I'm comfortable to say that this is the CBD that's made from hemp. So we have a hemp project, and that hemp project, the goal is to produce top quality CBD, because CBD has so many benefits. So that's one of the project we're working on. We have our retreat that we're working on as well. So lots of projects we're working on. I've been doing a number of house visits, and so because of that, I've not been able, again, most times, a couple of Wednesdays catch me not coming back to my home in time, but we're working on a lot of projects. Getting the license for CBD, if in Jamaica, if you're making CBD from hemp, you don't need a license. You should be registered with the Cannabis Authority, but you don't need a license to work with hemp, because hemp doesn't contain the THC, which is what they try to regulate. But because my goal is to work with the therapeutic component in the marijuana, which is the CBD, then I don't have to worry about that. Anne-Marie says, what about the beetroot and the watermelon together? As I said, and it's a good question, that, because as I said to persons, whatever can help you can hurt you. And beetroot is not for everybody. Beetroot, for some persons who are hypertensive, can cause your pressure to go up, because beetroot also has a lot of iron in it. So what I'm saying to persons is general information. But the watermelon is much is I shouldn't say safer, but the watermelon is less likely to have adverse reactions. So I wouldn't tell everybody to go and use the beetroot because for some persons, depending on what is causing their high blood pressure, beetroot can cause the pressure to go up because it's very high in iron. What is the use of cat's claw? All right, so cat's claw is anti-inflammatory, and cat's claw is also helpful for pains. For persons who are having like rheumatism, all right, rheumatoid arthritis, cat's claw is very good in reducing the pain and reducing the inflammation. So that's one of the main use of cat's claw, helping with inflammation. All right, that's one of the main use of cat's claw. Is okra water good for women over 50? We've never heard any evidence to that effect, but okra is mucilage, so okra is generally good for the stomach. Yes, so beets are good for women because high in iron, so especially for women who are having lots of heavy flow, it's very good after the cycle is gone. Very good because it helps to replenish the body and it helps to build back the blood. So beetroot is good for that. But for okra is very good for the stomach. So and again, that's another issue that we're seeing. A lot of people we see a lot of people who have stomach issues, whether stomach acidity issues or they have issues where they have inflammation in their stomach. So beetroot is one of those foods that mucilage help to protect the stomach wall. So that's a very good food to intake, especially for the stomach. Any research with ALS and herb helping? Yeah. Joel, a very good herb for ALS is a herb called courage. Let me write it on the chat. Courage. All right. You can do some research on it. In Jamaica we call it courage. All right, we call it courage, and it's very good because it has this compound dopamine. Very good for ALS. Use it a lot in Ayurvedic medicine. So that's a herb. As I said, it's grown here in Jamaica. It's found here in Jamaica, and what they call it, velvet bean. So we use it. It's a pod that grows some seeds in it, and what we do is that we typically get it and parch the seeds, powder it, and you can take it. But they have it in supplement form online, but it's very good for ALS. All right. Chinese brush hotter than courage. I don't know Chinese brush. All right. Yeah. So that's basically it, guys, from me for tonight. If you have any questions that you want to ask, then you have our numbers 309-4783, and I think our information is in the description of this video. Our website, you can go over there and visit, and that's also a project we're working on because we also lost our payment processing partner. They decided not to partner with us anymore, as it relates to allowing us to do collections for supplements, and so because of that, we've had some make some adjustment, but basically, you know, our site is still there. All right. All right. Any other questions? All right. So Ratty, it's back to you. You're muted, Ratty.
Yeah, where's the doc?
No, I was saying I wasn't getting any more questions, but I see a question there that says, gripe the yellow vine good for belly, dog, blood, school, man. I don't know. I don't know what that person is saying. Gripe the yellow vine good for belly, dog, blood, too many other well of nature. At its best, the gift that keep on giving. I don't know what that is. Alright, alright, so alright, so yeah, so that's it, guys. If there aren't any more questions forthcoming. And I should say that I had to take a break from our regular Sunday sessions because trust me, it takes a lot to it takes a lot and it's like I don't it takes a lot to produce our Sunday segments. I'm just taking a break and recuperating because it's almost as if all my days, all my nights, and all my weekends are gone. So but we're still building, we're still putting together content, so just look out for new content that we have coming out. Hopefully next week, Wednesday, I have a lady, a guest that I want to introduce. She lives in the States, and she's a very good example of a person that has very little space, and basically she utilizes her space so much in terms of planting herbs that I want to feature her because she's really an inspiration. What can a 100-year-old take for pain in the hand? She said it feels like sandpaper. I don't know because what she would take would depend on what's causing the problem. So the first thing that needs to be done is to, for her to visit her doctor to find out what's causing the problem. And once we find out, then I could better guide you as to relates to. We know it's inflammation, but we don't know what's causing the inflammation. All right? We don't know what's causing the inflammation. Because one thing that happens is that a lot of times when we are young and our body is exposed to a lot of abuse, people don't know that when you get older, a lot of those abuse that you were exposed to, whether through work or whether through intensive activities, some persons, because of how they were grown, used to carry stuff on their head. They used to be involved in very traumatic activities. Some persons it's football, some persons it's other sporting activity in which they experience a lot of physical trauma to their body. You best know that as you get older, a lot of those areas in which you were exposed to physical trauma, as you get older, those physical trauma are going to revisit you. All right, so a lot of those physical trauma are going to visit you. But as I said, I wanna just big up Angelina from the show, from the Ratigan show here. Angelina introduced me to a young lady And next week I will show pictures. I'll show pictures of Angelina's visit to this young lady's home, and I was so impressed. I was so impressed of what I saw that I said we need to feature her. We need to get her out there, because so often persons will say they can't do this and they can't that because they don't have the space. We want to share with you a young lady that has done so much with this space, even producing food from herself from the little space that she has. So we want to do it. How often should one do an internal cleansing? Very good question, Don. Because a lot of times persons, once they have a health condition, the first thing that they do is they say, well, what I need to do is to do a cleansing. Depending on how intense it is, because once you do a cleansing, every type of cleansing or detox is first of all breaking down the body. All right. So if you're sick and if you're weak, you don't want to do that. First, sometimes what you want to do is to build the body up before you can break it down. Sometimes you can detoxify a body that is already weak, and it can make things worse. All right. So once a month is ideal. Once a month is ideal. And if you're doing it, if you're not doing it too intense, even once a week, right? So you shouldn't necessarily try to do a detox where you have a griping pain when you take your medicine. Once you're able to have a good bowel movement, then that should be enough. But I would say once a month is good. Because you also shouldn't try to eat bad so you can do a detox. You really should try to allow your medicine to be your food and not strive to take medicines that are natural too often. You shouldn't do that. WG, yeah. That's why WG, that's why I have if you're calling, the number that you're calling is a WhatsApp number. So if you leave a message, then we're gonna get back to you. Because it's difficult sometimes to. I'm most of the time I'm talking to persons, so I can't be dealing with people and take calls most of the time. So, if you leave a message, then I guarantee you, especially at the 309-4783 number, if you leave a text message, because some persons call and they don't get anybody, and that's it. No. If you call and don't get through, leave a text message. The message will be responded to. I promise you. Or you did. Was it the 309-4783 number? Joel, if black seed oil is not tolerated well, what good post colonoscopy for gut health? What good post? If black seed oil is not tolerated well. But if the black seed oil is not tolerated well, you want to find out why that is so. But castor oil is also good in the right amounts. Castor oil is also good. Epsom salt is also good in the right amount in terms of cleaning out the gut. All right.
Well, I'll tell you what. It's funny, Dr. Ben. I'll go through this what do they call it? The record achievement booklet. And no who frighten, them know who forget this stuff. I put out a challenge right now, the government. Since you're out of street and you hand out this thing, yeah, come over here and come defend it. And when you come, I want you to come and you defend the 2016 and the 2020 manifesto. And the new one when I put out, I want you to come and defend that. Because it's only fair that if you're going to do it in the public, then at least open up yourself to scrutiny. Make me ask you some questions about what is it that you have done and what is it that you're proposing? I'm going to take my advice already. I want to come out with this thing and I'm going to separate it from the manifesto. So the manifesto now is going to be promises, right? Because this is a list of achievements. Well, come around here and let's talk about the achievements. Come around here, all of you ministers, come around here. And we can start with my favorite minister, Kamina Johnson-Smith, because I noticed in her list of achievements, in her section, lots of things them don't put inside it. Them don't talk about our failure our failed aspirations. Them don't talk about the voting in the UN or the absence thereof. Them don't talk about the lack of leadership, the lack of trust in CARICOM. Them don't talk about none of them. Them don't talk about when the students them, Jeffrey would have remind me about this one if me forget it. The students them when them have the war in Ukraine and the role that played, our ministry played in getting the students back to Jamaica and resettled and all of that. A whole range of things. Minister Tufton, if you go ahead, Jeffrey.
Oh, hold on here, Mr. Ratigan. If my memory serves me correctly, the Minister of Foreign Affairs told the students they should borrow money to get their trip back home. And if we had Air Jamaica, it's the duty of the government of Jamaica to get any Jamaican citizens out of harm's way. It was Mark Golding. Hold on, Mr. Ratigan, it was Mark Golding and some other people who put up their money. Meanwhile, Camila Johnson-Smith and Andrew Holness is saying they must borrow money to come back home. Go ahead, sir.
Let me give you another one. You remember COVID when them have the workers them who work on a cruise ship and them would make them come back? You remember that?
That one too.
Look, this is no achievement. Ronise, I say achievement rather than not failure. Yeah, but here's what we have to balance it, Ronise, because when them come on top of them achievement, I go and ask them about them failures. And say, and I tell you what, the failures affected and still affect Jamaicans more than the achievement. I'm going to show them, and I'm going to show them how through inaction and absence of certain things that it's a deliberate plot to pull the veil over Jamaicans' eyes so that they don't understand what's going on. And that's our job right here, to disinfect the whole process, do it in the sunshine, open it, transparent, and we can explain to them. There are some things in here that are just flat out lies. Flat. Them said them established MOCA.
Lie.
Established in 2014. Who was in power in 2014? It wasn't the JLP
Party.
Yeah?
The People's National Party was in power in 2014.
Yeah.
And, it was established under
I remember when Peter Bunting said he wanted to establish a FBI style organization. I remember when he used that phrase, FBI style. It was under the opposition party that they start, and then put inside it that them establish it. They have spelling errors inside there.
Morgan.
Look, tell them to come around here. Come around here, man. If you don't want to defend no achievements, come around here and come defend the achievements. And by the way, when you come around here to defend the achievements, open to come around here prepared to defend on yourself. Because when you know we're going to pull the file pound when you come around here. You know we're going to pull the file. That is a must. We have to pull the file pound and ask you certain questions. So if you think you're clean and you have nothing to hide, and that your policies are pure and achievable and sustainable and well thought out, then come. If you don't come, then we have no choice but to think that's something wrong.
You can bet come tomorrow morning on News Talk 93 FM. The amount of lies going to be spewed by Senator Marlon Morgan Iditamin about this thing that they put out. Because he takes the Jamaican people for a bunch of idiots, That same Marlon Morgan is there. Who I told him, I said, don't ramp with Tavares and Ratigan because we're going to silence you.
Yeah.
I told that idiot that we're going to silence him, and we did.
No, tell him to come around here, man. They tell him to come because guess what happened? We know them manifesto better than them know it. We know them manifesto better than them know it. So tell them to come around here and come defend. And in fact, We know them better than them think we know them. We tell them to come around here and let's talk issues. Them not. Me put it out again, you know. If you're not proud of what you put out, if you're not proud of this achievement thing, and if you don't believe you know do a good job, a superb job for Jamaica, and if you don't believe that Jamaica is in a better place than it was in 2016, and if you don't believe that you know clean and above reproach, no connections to any corruption whatsoever, then come around here and make we talk. Come around here. They're not going to come, man. And because them don't come, then people want to make up on their mind, want to think about them. In fact, you know what? Make we ask my favorite minister if she's willing to come around here and engage us in a discussion concerning her portfolio. Here we go.
That won't be happening. That will not happen. That will never happen.
We try, people. Look at answer me not try. We try. She said that will never happen. I don't know if that was meant for her ministry or for the entire government. But we've been told that an edict went out saying that nobody's supposed to go on Tavares program and Ratigan program. We heard that. But let them come. Let them come. Because people, we are going to rip this thing at you know what we are going to do, Jeffrey? What we are going to do going forward. And I'm willing to make the sacrifice to come out every night. We're going to take them ministry by ministry. And we're going to look at the manifesto, and we're going to look at them achievement, and we're going to look at them failure, and we're going to look at who is leading that ministry. We're going to talk about them, not in a personal way, but in a professional way.
Yes.
If them having any connection to corruption, we're going to call them out.
What's happening in their personal life has nothing to do with us. We're talking about the country's business.
Yeah. If look, and I've made it abundantly clear. Whoever them asleep, it is none of my business. You know, as long as consenting adults, right? I don't get involved in them kind of stories and them things. What I get involved with stories where the effect is felt by the Jamaican people. Those are the stories I get involved with, right? So we're talking about issues on a national level. We're not talking about, you know, the domestic issues. Because to me, the domestic issues, while they're salacious and they're dramatic and they draw people's attention, at the end of the day, that if Andrew Holness is not sleeping with his wife, you think John Brown down a Waterhouse that are gonna affect him for put a meal on him table tonight, one way or the other? No. But if I can show him that, listen, them take money for buy buses, and them claims that the buses them new and our whole buses, and them pay the buses them, you can get a bus for $3,000, and yet still we say where is $80,000 allocated for each bus. And they might give you a list of everything and say, oh, it's for overland, it's for land transportation, sea freight, government concessions, spare parts, this, that. And I say, and I can show you that it's not true. They would say, where did that money go? Because that money was supposed to help a particular initiative. Those are the things we want to talk about. Those are the things. And like I said, the other things, you know, the other issues, they're important. But what's most important at this point in time is things that are affecting the Jamaican people. Is where our focus is. Go ahead, sir.
Mr. Ratigan, got a message from a well-known Jamaican actor, playwright, a person who is one of Jamaica's best comedians of all time.
No.
Garfield Reed, a.k.a. Bad Boy Trevor. He is watching us right now.
Bad Boy Trevor, big up yourself, big up yourself, big up yourself. That's how we do a thing around here, say, you know. Every Wednesday night with Dr. Ben in the place. So what happens is that we provide nourishment for the body, and we also provide nourishment for the mind and the soul. That is where it's a nourishment center when you come run us up on a Wednesday. Because remember this, and some people not like it, but them say the truth will set you free. But first, it is going to make you miserable. And that is what happened to the people who don't like oppose what we are saying. It also set them free at the end, you know, because they might go sit down in the quiet moment and they might think and say, you know, say, Ratigan and Jeffrey, them right, you know. Them right. But it will make them miserable before them get to that point there.
Yeah.
And what make it worse is there's an election coming up. So,
and that is why we will not, let me make this clear. This program and the Make We Talk program is not against our rural bus services for our children in this country. What we're against is the way the $1.4 billion was spent. And we will not stop talking about it. So who don't like it can bite it. Because as long as I have breath in me, I will continue to speak about the injustice, the nepotism, and the cronyism of this bus purchasing. $1.4 billion of taxpayers' money gone in a small pocket.
we just want them know, you know. We want them know. We want them listen to us clearly. That we have done 3 parts already to the rural bus transportation. The rural school bus program. I want them to know that part 4 is coming up this Saturday. And we're struggling to try and finish everything in time because there is so much. There is so much. Just yesterday, I spoke to a gentleman who's a Jamaican who's a school bus driver in America, a dear friend of mine. And the man was telling me that the Thomas buses, them, and Jamaica bought a fair amount of them. We bought Freightliner, we bought, I think Freightliner International, Bluebird and Thomas, but most I think Bluebird and Thomas, right? And the man was telling me he was yesterday driving a 2022 Thomas school bus. And the man said, these buses are not built properly. Him say it a rackle, it a shake. And him say, think about it. We are driving on smooth surfaces here. We're not going up the hill and not drive on uneven surfaces and potholes and all of them things. And him say, one of the things that they're going to find out in Jamaica is that the suspension is going to go. And the suspension is very expensive to maintain. It's very expensive. Also, the differential. We talk about the differential because he said some of the buses, the differential in the buses, they're made for flat surfaces. They're not made for climb hills. And him said them going to find out when they start climbing them hills in Portland and St. Mary and wherever, them going to find out. And him said, right now you can't make a. Him say it doesn't make sense to change the differential in a 2010 bus. 2011 bus. Him say it don't make no sense. It just cost prohibitive. You better buy a new bus, right? So these are the things they're going to face. Not to mention the safety issue. You see, what your friend there, Mr. Abrams, did an article about the safety issues of the buses with the left-hand drive in a country where you drive on the left. And you see what bus all crash already. Today a bus crash already.
The bus crashed into an Axia motor car with a woman and her baby.
Yeah, because there's a blind spot there. A blind spot there. And
that is why, Mr. Ratigan, that is why, sir, we will not rest. Somebody must go prison. Somebody must go prison. Prison must hold somebody in a parliament for this bus.
And let me just say, all of the people out there saying, yeah, but we're not talk. Please join us in helping to put these people in prison. Don't stand on the sidelines and criticize and comment. Come in at the ring with it. There is plenty of work here for people to do. But at the end of the day, people must be held accountable. People must be held responsible because a great injustice has been done to the taxpayers of Jamaica, particularly the children. When you have the Prime Minister said children will ride the bus for free, and he said it in St. Thomas, and then you have MP Bobby Montague, and then you have the Minister of Transport come out and say, no, them going to have to pay $100 round trip. There's a problem there. And then when the minister go and say, well, Miss Matty, who did have 6 children and she have to decide which one I go ride the bus because she don't have the money because it's must be $600 a day. No, she can't send 3, 4 or what are our children them go up on the bus and take. Him forget to tell the people them say, Miss Matty now walk a rural Jamaica. Miss Matty now walk. And Miss Matty now going to have to come up with $400 a day.
Look at this reggae girl put up. One crash
last week, right in front of RGR in our lady yard. Hey, we don't wish them evil, you know. We don't wish them evil. And believe me, I would never want to see anything happen to even a stranger here. But a child. Would not want to see it happen. But the Jamaican government has put these children in harm's way. And so when them turn on and say, oh, we know both fit to pick them dead. No, I know we are wish for the picking them dead. Are you put them in a harm's way? Go buy them whole bus 2010, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2016. Are you go buy them bus there? You go buy the bus and put them in a harm's way.
I'm buying 2 flatbed trucks to put water truck. 2 flatbed truck.
You mean the chassis, the Freightliner?
Oh yes, 2 flatbed chassis. Water charges in Jamaica, and they buy the 2 of them to put water truck on it to put in a Portland. You think we're idiot?
Dr. Ben, I don't know if you watch the program, you know, and you see what going on, you know, but I tell you the shenanigans were going on, you know. The shenanigans.
I see some of it, man, because one thing I see is that I think a lot of what is being done is only being done for the purpose of taking pictures. It's not a lot. It's not functionality. It's just for PR.
After election. Here's what happened. Remember, Minister Vaz was saying, we have all the buses will be in Jamaica by the end of July. And I'm sitting here thinking, why is there this urgency to get them here by July? School not start till September. Them can't come in August. But now we know why. Because the buses them come, and guess what happened? We have them now, I use them on the campaign trail. And I have senior labor rights. And I'm talking about senior labor rights support. In fact, one MP said to me yesterday, one MP admitted that them thief money off of this bus. One MP admitted to me yesterday that money was stolen as a result of this school bus program, this rural school bus program. He
stop use, yes. Mr. Ratigan, stop use the highfalutin words that the people of the Vumba value. They thief the money. They thief the money.
And that statement came from a senior JLP member. And I have a senior JLP supporter who said to me, him said to me, Dr. Ben, him said, me wish them lose. The man start talk like a third person, the third person. Him said, me wish, like him distance himself from them. Him said, me wish them lose because him said, what them I do no right. Him said, look on, him said, me notice him I talk about pick them and ride the bus. Him said, but what want to the PNP picking them? Him said, a JLP picking them and put on the bus along with the supporters them. Want to the PNP picking them. And him said, them and use the bus and even them use the bus for campaign. And he said, by the time them bus there, by the time September come round, them bus them mash up. And guess what? Them are gonna make the money. The man them who set up the parts thing and the maintenance thing, them are gonna make. So they make money coming and going. And
the person who Jeffrey.
And then one of the things them put inside of this thing, them say that no new taxes. And Jamaicans, you need to understand, there's a difference between increased taxes and no new taxes. What the man them increase the taxes, and them say no new taxes, which is true. There's no new, them have no new taxes, but the existing taxes them increase it, and people that jump up and down when them hear this speech. And nobody has said, but wait a minute, on increased taxes on cigarettes, oil products, and a range of other things on beverages and everything. Increased taxes.
There is a wicked set. Them is a wicked set, and
politics, man.
stop
Politics.
talk about this. Somebody must go prison for this boss. Somebody must go prison. You can buy a brand new garbage truck, but the children of this country, the future of this country, don't deserve brand new school buses. Only it's a wicked set.
You know what? Just as you're saying that, somebody wrote to me and said the government bought used school buses for our children, yet they recently bought brand new garbage trucks.
See there?
Garbage worth more than the picking them.
Yes.
This is what I must say now. And buy brand new garbage trucks and used buses that can't fit on the road.
And we know that there's a certain person who building some apartments. And the apartment they stop build. Because you don't have no more money. But if the apartment they start build again, we know where to get the money from. You must go to prison.
You have to shut your mouth. Well, you are. We're going to close it off now. Dr. Ben, give us some parting words. By the way, good to see you again, man. And I love the segment. And some of the things we talk about apply to me. So I'm going to try them and definitely will let you know.
Yes, man. And as I said that, where's that? Your health is your responsibility. Don't leave your health to anybody or to any government or to any system. Your health is your responsibility, and the greatest weapon against sickness and disease, as I always say, is education, not medication.
Thank you, sir. Jeffrey.
Remember yesterday, that no secret is in Jamaica. You can't find out everything. We can't find out everything. Anyway, let the Ratigan say, I'm going to shut my mouth tonight. Yeah. My fellow Jamaicans, from all walks of life, let us stand up for this piece of rock. Let us stand up for this piece of rock in the Caribbean Sea, the gem of the Caribbean. Let us fight for this piece of rock. Doesn't matter who you are. From you're a Jamaican, let us fight for this Jamaica land we love. Until you hear my voice again, may God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Mr. Ratigan, over to you, sir.
Yes, Minister Vaz, in response to an allegation concerning release of information of the opposition leaders, I think his passport or his immigration, some immigration matter, said that nothing is secret and nothing not confidential, or you can't hide nothing in Jamaica. We're going to put that to the test. In the coming weeks, we're going to put that to the test. We're going to see how much we can uncover and present to you, the people of Jamaica, so that you can become an informed voter, and at the same time make a decision about who you would like to lead you going forward and the things that you would like them to do. It's more than just a vote. It's more than a vote. It's accountability. Like Janet Calder said, think of yourself as think of yourself as an owner, think of yourself as a financier, and think of yourself as an employer. And then you can think of yourself as a voter, because you're all of those things. So I'm very, very happy about the segment tonight. The retro, we catch up, Missy B, big up yourself. And stay tuned, because Saturday we're coming. Full bore, we're coming Saturday again with part 4 of the Rural School Bus Program. And I'm telling you, folks, you're going to enjoy this, because we're going to be playing words coming out of the minister's mouth. No AI business. And we're going to show you exactly what was meant, what was intended, what was done, and what is going on. Until I see you on Saturday.
Hold on, Mr. Ratigan. It's page 5 of that booklet. Page 5 of that booklet.
Not on page 5, but on page 5.
Jamaica spelled wrong. Marlon Morgan spelled Jamaica wrong on page 5.
Where they on it? Where they on page 5?
Hold on there. Somebody just said to me a while ago now. Hold on there. Where's this thing?
Them stuck with this document and them put it out. Them stuck with it.
Yes, page 5. Oh, Jesus.
All the education ministry. Oh, man, when we get through with that.
Go on page 5. Not exactly on page 5 that is, though. But we find other people that know. But it's page 5 that spell Jamaica wrong.
Yeah, but I'm trying to find out what's on page 5 because I don't think it's synced with what I'm looking at right now. It's page 5. It's page 5 there. What's the heading? Is page 5 making Jamaica safer?
Yes, somewhere there.
When it says somewhere there, where? Because it's
exactly where I don't know, but it's somewhere there that's said.
Making Jamaica the safest. I don't see anything. Dr. Ben, what day I look to? Somebody said, what can I take for constipation?
Epsom salt is good, magnesium, so just increase fluid in the belly. And it's almost readily available anywhere. But senna pods is good. Senna pods and leaves. It's the senna pods and the senna pod leaves. Very good.
Okay. All right, folks, we're gonna leave it there. So Jeffrey, just send it to me later on. You know. Yeah, Don, big up yourself. Morgan doing Morgan things as usual. So we'll talk soon. Doc, big up yourself here, sir. We'll talk.
Yes, man. All right.
Come in, okay.
Our fearless leader.
See for yourself.